A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Jerry, at Fair Oaks.
Mr. Morrison?
Yeah? Who? Oh, Bruce. Hiya, fella.
I should like to have a little talk with you, Mr. Morrison.
Huh? Hey, what's the idea of calling me Mr. Morrison, Bruce?
I have my own reasons.
Yeah? Say, where did you go after the game?
To the locker room to change clothing.
Oh, well, when I got there, you weren't there anymore. I thought you'd wait for me.
No, I had a few things to think over, which I could do better if I were alone.
Oh. Swell day, isn't it?
Very nice. Mr. Morrison, I'm not going to take very long to say what I have in mind. The fact of the matter is this. I think that what you have done is just about the lowest thing anyone could imagine.
I don't get it. Hey, what's the idea of kidding?
Don't try to wriggle out of this, Mr. Morrison.
Say, look, I'm in a hurry. I've got to get to the study hall.
You don't have to be there for quite a while. Meanwhile, you'll listen to what I have to say.
Don't get tough.
I have no intentions of doing so, Mr. Morrison.
Well, why don't you cut out that Mr. Morrison stuff, then?
Don't change the subject. In there, in the gym during that basketball game, you deliberately told me to foul Dugan. You knew that I knew nothing of what constituted a foul or what was fair. Why did you tell me to do it?
Say, what are you trying to do?
Nothing at all. Nothing but get things straightened between us.
Go away. You're acting like a 3-year-old kid.
Nevertheless, Mr. Morrison, you're going to stand right where you are and listen to me. You told me to foul Dugan, knowing that it might result in a serious injury for Jerry. I want to know why you did it.
Maybe I was excited.
You know, the second day I was here, you tried to influence me against Jerry and Lee. You tried to get us to quarrel.
You didn't have to if you didn't want to.
That's not the point. You made me want to. Everything you did or said was aimed at throwing Dugan and me at each other. And you did it to gain your own ends.
Look, one more word like that out of you, and I'm going to forget we're in the quad. I'm going to take a crack at you.
Morrison, you're a liar.
I warned you.
And I'm waiting.
Oh, you're crazy. You know I wouldn't dare try to hit you now, especially in the trouble I am.
Why are you in trouble when no other cadet is? The whole school can't be wrong, Morrison, with you the only right one in it.
What are you getting at?
What I'm getting at is this. I think you have engineered or tried to engineer a serious breach between me and Dugan. And in doing so, you might have gotten me into the trouble here at Fair Oaks. I'm not used to that sort of thing, Mr. Morrison. I'm never going to get used to it.
So what?
So I'm going to ask Major Davis to allow me to change rooms.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't do that.
I certainly can.
Oh, you're a squealer, huh?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, you're going to turn goody-goody and tell everything.
I'm not going to say a thing about it, Morrison. I can fight my own battles. And this is one between you and me. That's all.
Okay. Have it your own way. But let me tell you this. You're going to be sorry, and so's Dugan and Phillips.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Good day, Mr. Morrison.
Where are you going now?
I'm going directly to Jerry and Lee to apologize for the sticky way I've acted.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I think you're going to be sorry.
Yeah? Come in?
Oh, Bruce. Come in.
Thank you.
Have a chair, Mr. Dow Campbell.
Thank you. And would you mind chucking the Mr. Dow Campbell, Jerry?
Chucking the Mr. Dow Campbell? I don't get it.
I mean, I want you to call me Bruce.
You mean you... What do you mean?
I mean, I've come to my senses, Jerry and Lee. The little episode in the gymnasium this afternoon brought me around. I learned that Red Morrison was... Well, he told me to block you out of the play in that way, Jerry. I give you my word of honor, I had no idea it was a foul. The game seemed rather rough, and I took it for granted that checking you with my hip was perfectly legitimate.
Oh, I get it. So that's it.
Of all the dirty tricks, that certainly takes the frosted cake.
Well, I wouldn't have said it that way, Lee, but it certainly wasn't cricket.
I wouldn't have said it that way, Bruce, but it certainly was pretty dirty.
Well...
Well, I guess we don't have to have any more explanations.
Well, I wonder if you two gentlemen would mind shaking hands with me.
Mine? Say, we've been wanting to do that ever since you came here, Bruce. But you had your hands full.
Full?
Yeah, full of Red Morrison.
Put her there, Bruce.
Put...
In English, Bruce, Lee means shake hands.
Oh, rather. Oh, I can see where I'm going to have to get used to a few expressions which will make us understand each other.
Well, now that we're all happy and rid of a menace, what'll we do?
Oh, I'm going to have to go to Major Davis.
To Major Davis?
Why, what's up, Bruce?
I'm going to ask him to change my room.
What for?
You mean you don't want to share Morrison's room?
Exactly.
Well, wait a minute, Bruce. Let me tell you something. Red played some pretty dirty tricks on Lee and me, but he's staying on here at school because his father, well, he wants Major Davis to keep him here. Now, if you tell Major Davis why you want to change rooms, well, can't you see what that's going to do?
Well, I shan't tell. I'm no squealer, but...
But he'd ask you, and you'd have to give a reason.
Well, then I shall.
Listen, Bruce, he'll be kicked out of Fair Oaks, and, well, not even his worst enemy would want that. I know I wouldn't.
You see, Bruce, Red may be a heel, but, well, maybe there's some good about it.
Yeah. Maybe we're just curious about it and want to see if there is. But if he leaves, then we wouldn't be able to see.
Well, all right. I'll do it. I'll stay where I am, and I shan't go to Major Davis.
I say, that's cricket.
Well, you're right. It's swell.
Boy, Bruce, now you're fielding him.
What?
Don't throw him at him so fastly. No, I think we ought to celebrate with a double nut chocolate sundae at Mac's place.
And this time I'll have one, because my within bounds period ended last night. So let's go.
Oh, righto. I'm with you. And it's my treat.
Nothing doing, Bruce. It's mine.
Oh, it's mine.
All right, it's yours, Lee.
Huh?
Thank you.
Hey, a guy can't even be polite without getting stuck. I didn't mean it.
But you are stuck. Hey, let's go.
Oh,
Hi-ho, we're off to Mac.
I say, this is wonderful. I feel at home here at Fair Oaks now.
Sure, and as soon as Lee starts to borrow things from you, you'll be in with the best of us.
Hey. Like that.
I say, doesn't either of you want any explanations?
Nothing doing. It's all okay, Bruce.
Well, I must say it's awfully nice of you.
Oh, forget it. Now, tell us all about India.
About India?
Sure. Are there such fellas as, what do you call them, Lee?
Oh, I kind of forget. You know, Bruce, they're magicians.
Oh, you mean fakirs?
Yeah, those are the ones. Tell us about them. We've been burning up to ask you about them, but, well...
Well, some evening we'll get together and I'll tell you a lot of things. I really didn't want to before because I was afraid you'd think I was chucking my weight about.
Strike one on Dugan. Throw that one again, Bruce.
I beg your pardon?
Jerry means, what do you mean? Chucking your weight about.
Oh, that means drawing the long bow.
Strike two.
Now you've got to explain your explanation, Bruce.
Oh, well, they both mean the same thing. Bragging.
Oh, I get it. Chucking your weight about. Hey, that's good. Hey, remind me, Secretary Phillips, to use that once in a while. Just to throw it into my conversation to add a little class.
Yeah, you need it.
Hey.
Well, we're far away from India at present.
Yeah, that's right. Go ahead, Bruce. Tell us something about it.
Well, of course I've seen the fakirs. Everyone goes to India usually to see them, especially in Benares during a festival. Quite clever chaps, too. They do the most extraordinary things.
Tricks?
Oh, yes, all sorts of weird things. Oh, I must tell you sometime about Ram Shikal.
Oh, what's that here, Tommy?
Jerry.
No, Ram Shikal was attached to my father's regiment. A sort of liaison officer. That is, he was for a time while we were quartered near Delhi. Quite a chap.
Yeah, well, go on.
Well, it's a very long story, but I'll tell it to you sometime.
Oh, watch the arch, Jerry.
Well, I'll meet you on the pavement.
Mm-hmm.
Say, he sort of opens up when you get to know him, doesn't he?
Sure. You know, I had a hunch all along that he was regular.
Well, here we are again.
I'll bet that Mac is fooling around in his chemistry laboratory.
Mm-hmm. Making things explode.
You know, I rather like him.
Mac? Oh, everybody here does.
Now, go ahead, Jerry. Open the door.
Uh-huh. I told you, he isn't in sight.
Hey, Mac!
Oh, Mac!
Make it 3 old Macs.
Oh, laddie, I'll be right with you.
Okay, Mac, step on it. We're celebrating.
Oh, celebrating, is it? Aye, and what might you be celebrating?
Reunion.
Oh, losh, lads, you didn't talk that way, we old Mac. Reunion for what?
Mac, meet Bruce Dow Campbell.
Meet him? Well, lad, you're daft, aye. Gone clean daft. I met this lad the other day, aye. And if my memory is now gone clean, then you met him too.
Now, wait a minute, Mac. Bruce has found out that, well, Jerry and I are his friends after all.
Oh, then you mean that you're all friends with each other, and there'll be no more rowing and fighting?
That's it, Mac, exactly.
Well, now, this calls for a treat, aye? It calls for a treat, lads. What'll you have?
Bruce?
I'll have...
Oh, you'll have tea, I know. I got it today. I laid in a supply. That I did.
No tea, Mac.
What?
I'll have a double chocolate nut sundae with whipped cream on top.
Boy! Mine's the same.
Yeah, so's mine.
3 double chocolate nut sundaes with whipped cream on top, aye? A fitting dish for such a grand thing as friendship. Mind you, laddies, keep it always, for friendship won is goodness gained, aye? Some good always comes of it, mark my words. You'll have no cause to regret it.
That's it, Mac.
Aye. I'll not be asking the reason or the cause for all this, but to say that it makes my heart glad after seeing you lads at swords points day after day is nothing. It was making me feel muckle bad. And no, well, it's all cleaned up. What about Red Morrison?
Oh, nothing. We're just going to hope that he comes around, too.
I hope so, too. And no for the Sunday.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I've never had one.
You'll get a real one now.
Oh, I almost forgot, lads. Now that you've told me the good news about yourselves, I'm going to tell you a little something.
Yeah? What, man?
Lads, I've got a secret. A secret. No, I'll not be telling you the no, because this is a celebration. But I got a secret, and a big one. And you've got to have patience until I tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is smile. S-M-I-L-E.
Really?
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
Nice guy. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $3,000 for one of our couples.
Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a young lady, Miss Daphne Carr, and her partner is Mr. William Hopper. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome. Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Miss Daffy Carr?
Daphne, please.
Oh, Daphne. Oh, I thought it said Daffy here. May I ask your age?
21.
21. That's a ripe old age. Shall I keep calling you Daffy?
No, I have several nicknames my friends call me.
Just what nicknames do you have? Could you give us a brief summary of your nicknames?
Oh, they call me Doll or Vitamin or Sugar.
Well, the whole three are essential. Why do they call you Vitamin?
Well, because I used to go out with a pill, and I was always trying to keep everything going and exciting and everything, and he would just sit around and mope more or less, so they called me Vitamin.
You just didn't want to mope with the dope, is that it? What do you mean? You wanted to do things that were exciting, like what?
Things that are exciting and everything that's vivacious and, lots of exciting things.
Hot diggity. Mr. Bill Hopper, are you related to Hedda?
No, no relation.
Grass?
No. It's one thing I do when I don't get my name on the telephone, right? I say, you know what a grasshopper is? And they says, yes. Well, they leave out the grass and you'll get the rest.
And do they do that?
Most times.
You have a pet name, too? Does anybody call you Vitamin or anything?
No, just the plain Bill.
Oh, plain Bill.
Plain Bill.
Where were you born?
I was born in Wolfartisworth, England.
Did you spell that?
WLLFARDISWRTHY.
No, I remember the other part, Bill, B-I-L-L. Now, what does Wolfartisworth mean?
That consists of a little village on the boundary line of Cornwall in England. Just a little small town.
How long have you been in the United States?
Since 1906.
It's quite some time. 1906. Swine Swansea, Oxen Swansea, right? It's been there 10 years, huh? Are you married, Bill?
Yes, sir.
Why did you marry? Did you marry a Wolfartisworthy lass?
No, sir.
Who'd you marry?
Married a California girl. Married the first girl I was introduced to in America. Or in California, rather.
You were hard to get, all right.
Hard to get.
How old are you, Bill?
64.
Are you really 64?
Pretty soon, but 65.
Oh, is that so? I thought you were about 50.
Wish I was.
Well, you don't look it. You're a very vigorous, healthy, young-looking man, and I say that in the name of the Lord Mayor of Wolfartisworthy, England. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $3,000 question. But before you do, I want you to pay attention to something real important.
Have you seen?
Did you ride?
Did you drive a new DeSoto? Hurry up.
Do it now.
At your dealers today. It's designed for you and your budget too. It's the 1952 DeSoto.
Have you driven the beautiful, the new 1952 DeSoto? The new DeSoto is designed for comfort. With chair-high seats, a big, roomy interior, and smooth-riding Oriflow shock absorbers that help make even the roughest road feel like a boulevard. The new DeSoto is designed for safety, with extra-wide windshield and window areas for better vision, and safety rim wheels to protect your family in case of blow-ups. Yes, the new DeSoto is designed for you. And your budget, too. See it. Ride in it. Drive it today at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. The magnificent new 1952 DeSoto. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the value jewel of the low-priced field.
All right, now let's see how you work together as a team. George?
Yes.
Explain the rules.
Well, you bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions, and the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $3,000 DeSoto Plymouth question later in the show.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You've selected major cities of the United States. These cities are all over 100,000 population. Now, here's your first question. How much will you bet?
15?
15? In what state is the city of Charlotte?
North Carolina.
North Carolina is right.
On your way, you have $35.
Remember, you're going for $3,000 tonight. Now, how much of the $35 will you try this time?
25? 25.
25. In what state is the city of Somerville? Somerville.
Somerville. Do you know? Yes.
Take a stab.
Jersey.
New Hampshire?
Oh, you're pretty close. It's Massachusetts. That's a tough question.
You now have $10.
All right, you got $10. You're not out of the race yet. Here's your third question. How much of the $10 you going to bet?
5.
In what state is the city of Tampa?
All right.
Florida.
Florida is right.
Well, you're on your way again. You have $15.
You have $15, and it's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much will you bet?
All.
All of it.
All?
Good.
Good. In what state is the city of Duluth?
Minnesota.
Minnesota is right. I'm sorry, I had one tough question.
And you wind up with $30.
Put it there, kid. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We invited some musicians and their wives to the show tonight, Groucho. And just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mr. and Mrs. Bill Douglas. And here they are. Folks, come in here and meet Groucho Marx.
Well, howdy doody.
Hello.
Welcome, youngsters, to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Dorothy and Bill Douglas. Is that right?
Yes.
That's right. What shall I call you, Mrs. Douglas?
Dorothy.
Dorothy, yeah. And what does Bill call you?
Just baby.
You think he'll always call you baby?
I guess so. I hope so, anyway.
Well, it's a nice, endearing name. What do you call Bill? And remember, this is only a half-hour program. What do you call it?
Puddin'.
Huh?
Sligger puddin'.
Sligger puddin'?
Yes.
Well, Sligger puddin', how are you? Now, that isn't better than calling a fellow full water's worthy or some name like that. Would you mind telling us why you call him Sligger puddin'?
Well, that's short for sugar pudding.
That's short for sugar pudding?
Yes.
That must be lump sugar, I guess. Well, let's talk music. I understand you. What band are you with, Sligger puddin'?
Oh, I play with several bands.
Sure. All at once?
Oh, no, by that I mean that I'm a freelance musician. I play with a number of bands, and we do casual dates.
Casual dates?
That's right.
Does Baby know about that? What instruments do you play?
Well, I play the drums.
You regard that as an instrument? A piece of dead skin stretched over a washtub you regard as an instrument? What are some of the things you have to know how to drum?
Well, you should know your basic rudiments, such as the various rolls.
Oh, are there any fine points to drumming? Could you name some of the finer points of drumming?
Yes, well, we have finer rudiments such as the paradiddle, the flam, the flamadiddle, the ratamaqueue. All their,
Steady there, Bill. Steady there. Let's take these one at a time. After all, I'm a musician, too. Would you have any objections if I asked you to demonstrate a few of these rolls?
Well, it's sort of difficult. I don't have my drum with me.
Oh, we have a drum. Jerry, could we borrow your drum? Bring up the drum. I brought up 3 kids. You said you can bring up the drum. Right around here now. We're going to do this real big league style. If this man pretends he's a drummer, we'd like to know something about it. Now, this is Jerry Fielding. This is the director of the orchestra. He's not accustomed to carrying a drum. His father was a drummer. He used to sell neckties, but that's the place. Now, let's see, Bill. What was it? Let's see, you said something about a Ratamaqueue. This is a pretty personal thing to say to a man you've just met, but could you describe a Ratamaqueue and mixed company? What is a Ratamaqueue?
Oh, a Ratamaqueue is a triplet preceded by 2 grace notes followed by 1 beat.
Could you show us how a Ratamaqueue goes?
Oh, Ratamaqueue, it sounds just like Ratamaqueue when I play it on the drum.
You know, drumming has changed a lot since my day. Back in '76, all I had to do was wear a bandage on my head and whistle Yankee Doodle. What else did you mention before? You had some other curious names that you...
Well, we also have double flamadiddle, the double paradiddle, the flamadiddle-diddle.
Well, any 2-year-old kid would know that. But we have very few 2-year-old kids in our audience. They're all watching Meet the Press. Could you give us a sample flamadiddle?
All right. The flamadiddle is a paradiddle with a flam on the first beat.
Well, a flamadiddle sounds like a Ratamaqueue that's had a tough night. You imagine what Shakespeare could have done with that kind of talk, huh? Alas, poor flamadiddle, I knew him Ratamaqueue. Whatever happened to bebop? Alas, poor bebop, I knew him flamadiddle. What is bebop, anyway?
Well, that's just cool music.
Well, will you get me my overcoat? I'd like to hear. Just how cool is bebop? Huh?
Well, it's the coolest as far as I'm concerned.
What do you think is bebop, Dorothy?
Well, just way out.
You couldn't get it any clearer than that if it's a way out. Well, you're a very nice couple, and you've been most instructive. I've learned a lot tonight about flamadiddle. And I'd like to go on talking to you all night. However, since Bill here, what's his name?
Sliggerpuddin.
Since Sliggerpuddin is full of Ratamaqueue, I wouldn't be surprised if he beats me out of a lot of money tonight. Now then, we're going to go for the big money. We're going to see, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $3,000 question. All you have to do is run your $20 and the more than our other couples. Can't tell you how much you have to win, but George Fenneman is going to remind our listeners.
The first couple, Daphne Carr and Bill Hopper, won $30.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected French words used in the English language. These are all anglicized French words. All right, here's your first question. How much are you going to bet?
19?
That's good enough.
$19, huh? Well, what is the French word that means a first appearance in public? It begins with the letter D.
Debut.
That's right. Debut is right.
Well, you're off to a great start. You have $39.
All right, remember you're going for $3,000 tonight. Now, how much of the $39 you going to risk on this one?
38's good enough.
How much?
38, she says.
Say, you're real cool tonight, aren't you? Now, what do you call a lady's bedroom? It begins with the letter B.
Boudoir.
A boudoir is right.
Really on your way, you have $77.
Oh, you're way out, Skinnamadingle. Here's your third question. How much of the 77 are you going to bet?
75 we've agreed on.
What is the French word that means over sophisticated or well weary? It begins with the letter B. Talk it over. You can help me.
Sophisticated.
Take a guess if you don't know. Blase. You should have known that. There's a song, too. A famous song, Blase. Well, that cut you way down.
Yes, you now have $2.
Oh. Well, you certainly can't get cool on $2. Huh? All right, you have one more chance to beat the other couples. How much will you bet?
Bet the $2.
Bet the $2.
What is the French word that means rubbish or wreckage? It begins with the letter D.
Debris.
Debris is right. I'm sorry that you lost that big one.
Wait a minute, how about this? Can't let 'em go away,
We certainly cannot let these people go away with $2 in their kick. We're going to give you one more question. Answer it correctly, and we'll give you $10. Now think hard and please no help from the audience. Steady? Here we go. What color is orange juice? Orange is right. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We have a couple of expectant parents next, Groucho. I think you're going to like them. Mr. and Mrs. Tom Snodgrass, I want you to come in and meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome, youngsters, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and take home $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mr. and Mrs. Tom Snodgrass, eh? Mrs. Snodgrass, what's your first name?
Nadine.
That's a very pretty name.
Thank you.
Sounds like a spot remover. How old are you, Nadine?
I'm 19.
19, huh? How old are you, Tom?
21.
21. How long you been married?
Oh, a year and 3 months.
Mr. Fetterman says you're expecting, but he didn't say what. Nadine, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting a baby.
Well, of all things, huh? Hey, this is serious. Is there a doctor in the house? How do you feel, Nadine? All right?
I feel just fine. The baby isn't due until April.
Tom, this is the first time we ever had anybody named Snodgrass in the program who's going to have a baby in April. Does anybody ever comment on your name?
Well, I became quite a fighter when I was young. Most of the kids kid me about my name, and even at work, most people think I'm kidding when I say my name is Snodgrass.
What sort of work do you do? Just going around defending your name?
No, I'm a transformer winder at Hughes Aircraft.
Nadine, were you working when you first heard about this impending development?
Yes, I was. I still am. I work for California Physician Service and Blue Shield Medical Plan.
Oh, that's pretty handy, huh? What would you like to have, a boy or a girl?
I think I'd rather have a boy.
How about you, Tom, boy or girl?
Oh, it has to be a boy.
Why? Why are you so insistent on that?
Why? Well, I'm the last of the Snodgrasses. I like to carry the name on.
Well, Tom, that's an important project. Of course, you may wind up with 17 girls, but it's worth fighting for. You have a pet name for Tom besides Snodgrass?
Well...
You don't call him Skinny the Rumpety, is it?
No, worse than that. Sometimes I call him Spider.
Well, that's a nice name for a husband. It's very common, though. Why do you call him Spider? Did he ask you into his parlor?
No, he's
Was he
tall
always
and
flying
thin.
around? Huh?
He's tall and thin, and when he was in high school, he was on the gym team, and he was on the side horse and long horse, and he looks like a spider when he tumbles.
Did he tumble for you on a long horse? What's your pet name for Nadine, Spider?
Well, I call her Dimples. She's got about 9 of them.
How did you meet this wretch? This is the name he wants to survive and perpetuate. Huh? How did you meet Spider?
Well, we went to the same high school, but we didn't know each other very well. Tom graduated before I did and went into the Navy. He came home.
What was that? We got a 3-act here, and I don't know it. So?
So, I was waiting for a bus one day, and he came and sat down beside me and asked me for a date.
You were standing on the corner waiting for a bus, and he came and sat down beside you?
No, I was sitting on the bench.
Oh, there was a bench there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Did you propose to Nadine after the bus date, Tom?
No, I didn't. The next day I was shipped to San Francisco for dry dock and repairs.
That must have been a pretty violent day. What kind of repair?
It was repairs on the destroyer.
Oh, on the boat, huh?
Yeah, on the ship.
Now, Dimples, could you tell us about Spider's proposal? Where did it happen? What did he say?
Well, we were in a drive-in movie, and it was in the middle of the Tom and Jerry cartoon. And
Now, don't tell me you were watching the movie.
No.
yes, we were.
He wasn't, but she was watching Jerry, huh? How did Tom find out about the baby? Did you start eating strawberry ice cream for breakfast?
No, I went to the doctor, and the doctor gave me several little pamphlets about babies, and I brought them home and gave them to Tom.
And then he had a craving for strawberry ice cream? Well, you're a lovely young couple, and I wish you the best of luck, all three of you. Or maybe all four of you. Now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other couples, you'll get a chance at the $3,000 question. Can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The first couple, Daphne Carr and Bill Hopper, are still ahead with $30.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected resorts of the United States. These resorts and towns are visited by thousands of tourists each year. Now, here's your first question. How much of the $20 you're going to try?
15.
15. All right. In what state do you find Lake Placid?
New York.
New York is right.
You're on your way. You have $35.
Remember, you're going for $3,000 tonight. Now, how much of the $35 you're going to try this time?
30.
30. In what state do you find Sun Valley?
Idaho.
Idaho is right.
You now have $65.
$65. Here's your third question. How much are you going to bet?
60.
60. 50? 60. 60. In what state do you find Sarasota?
Oh.
Sarasota. Talk it over, and if you don't know, take a guess.
Michigan?
No, I'm sorry. It's Florida.
Oh.
I think some of the teams train there.
You now have $5.
$5. Well, three people can't live on $5. Now, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much will you bet? $5. In what state do you find French Lake? This resort is famous for their mineral springs. Talk it over, and if you don't know, guess.
Florida.
California.
No. It's Indiana.
Oh.
It's right near Indianapolis. Well, we certainly can't let you people go away broke. I'm going to give you one more question. If you get it right, I'll give you $10. Think hard, and please no help from the audience. What composer wrote Brahms' Lullaby?
You know that.
Brahms.
Brahms is right, huh? I'm sorry you didn't mention that.
Well, you
You're such a cute couple.
lost all your money, so that means our first couple, Daphne Carr and William Hopper, with $30, in just 1 minute, get the chance of the DeSoto Plymouth $3,000 question. Friends, just let me mention one big advantage you get when you take your car for service to a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. You see, his shop is fitted out with the latest, most modern tools and equipment to cope with any possible type of job, big or small, and do that job right. And the DeSoto Plymouth dealer mechanics who use these tools and this equipment know exactly what they're doing. They're highly trained men, not only experienced, but well-trained. Every so often, DeSoto Plymouth dealer servicemen are given factory-supervised training courses. This way, they keep abreast of the latest methods of servicing your car. Now, such training in factory methods is valuable even to the expert mechanics who combine new knowledge with past experience to assure you of a top service job every time. Oh, naturally, the more skilled a man is, the better his work and the faster he does it. And this saves you money. Top service, expert attention to your car, yes, and courtesy, too. That's what you'll find wherever you see the famous sign of better service, the friendly sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And here is Daphne Carr and Bill Hopper, the winning couple, all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $3,000 question, Groucho.
Here we go for $3,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully and please no help from the audience. Here it is. I'm sure everyone has heard of the Hall of Fame, the famous memorial to great Americans. But do you know where it is? It's located on the campus of a great university. For $3,000, where is the Hall of Fame located? What's the answer you two have decided upon?
Washington?
No, I'm sorry. It's New York University, huh? That's the correct answer, New York University. So that means the big question next week will be worth $3,500. Well, you lost the big money, but you won a lot in the quiz. How much did they win?
$30.
$30! Huh? Congratulations and a very Merry Christmas to both of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight. I'm sorry.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $3,500. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, see the 1952 DeSoto.
Folks, here's a reminder that the Christmas seals you put on your cards and packages will support the fight against TB all next year. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith, music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
Home, and George has just put away a very substantial breakfast.
My goodness, George, what made you eat so much?
Oh, just doing what Uncle Sam wants me to do, sweetheart.
Uncle Sam?
Yeah. The government is asking all workers to eat bigger and better breakfasts so they'll have more energy and do a better job. Plenty of good food is essential for a worker.
I see. But what made you eat so much?
Well, all work isn't physical, Gracie. Brain work takes energy, too. Big thinkers usually are big eaters.
Well, of course. I remember now. Mother said that about you.
Really?
Yes, the day I married you, she said, Gracie, I'm warning you, that big thinker will eat you out of house and home.
Well, I'm glad your mother lisps. But anyway, the government is serious about wanting all workers to eat more nourishing breakfasts and lunches. They want to knock out a thing called hidden hunger. Do you know what hidden hunger is?
Oh, sure. I've watched the soldiers at the Hollywood canteen. When they have their choice of eating a sandwich or dancing with Betty Grable, they always hide their hunger.
No, that's different. You see, hidden hunger comes from not getting the right kinds of foods. You don't feel hungry, but you get tired very fast, and then you slow down war production. You see, Gracie, our bodies are like stoves. They burn food just like a stove burns coal. What's funny?
Paul Whiteman carries around a furnace.
I see what you were laughing at.
I'll go, dear. You stay here and shovel some coal in your stove.
Good morning, Mrs. Burns.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Postman. How are you this morning?
Glorious, Mrs. Burns. The corpuscles are just leaping and bounding through my veins.
Oh, my. You certainly are virile.
Oh, yes. I gave a pint of my blood to the Red Cross, and it was so strong the cork kept popping out of the bottle.
Well, that sounds almost too strong. Maybe they should dilute it with some of my husband's blood.
Yes, that would tone it down.
Oh, you always feel so wonderful, Mr. Postman. Would you tell me the secret of your health?
Nuts, Mrs. Burns.
Well, really, Mr. Postman.
Oh, I mean I eat nuts.
Oh, you eat them. Oh.
Yes. I find that eating nuts gives me many qualities that animals have. Like the squirrel, I'm gay and carefree. Like the beaver, I am industrious. Like the skunk, I have bright eyes.
Oh, my. What a wonderful discovery.
Yes, indeed. Well, here's your mail, Mrs. Burns. A letter for your husband.
Thank you. And goodbye, Mr. Postman.
Goodbye, Mrs. Burns. And remember, keep smiling.
Who was that, dear?
Just the postman.
Any mail for us?
Yep. Another request for you to make an appearance. You're so popular, dear.
Yeah, I know.
These same people have been after you for months. I wrote them to get some other entertainer.
Well, where do they want me to appear?
In traffic court.
In traffic court?
Yes.
Gracie, let me see that letter. Oh, my gosh. This says I'm in contempt of court, and if I don't appear this time, they'll throw me in jail.
Oh, let them try it. We'll have the law on them.
Gracie, they don't want me to entertain. Someone driving my car got a traffic ticket and ignored it.
Really?
Yeah. Now only two of us drive that car. You and me. And I didn't get the ticket.
Well, let's see now. Who's that leave?
Gracie, it says here the ticket was issued for parking next to a hydrant in front of Pierre's beauty shop. And I don't go to beauty shops.
Judge, that's very obvious.
But you do.
Oh, thank you, Judge. You think I'm pretty.
Gracie, you were parked next to that hydrant.
Oh, now you sound just like that policeman.
Oh, so there was a policeman.
Yeah, and he accused me of being next to the hydrant, too.
And you weren't?
No, I was in the beauty shop. Only... So the car was next to the hydrant.
Oh, so that's why the ticket was made out to me. The cop got my name off the steering wheel.
Yeah, and I tried to help you, George. I thought if I flirted with him just a little, he might take the ticket back. So I winked at him.
What happened?
He winked back at me, so I slapped his sassy face.
Oh, no. Hi, citizens.
Hello, Bill.
Hello.
Well, what's the matter, George?
Oh, Gracie got a parking ticket with my name on it and never told me about it. So I didn't appear in court.
Yeah, and now the court thinks he's contemptible.
Oh, no, Gracie. You mean that the court... Say, it's possible at that.
It's very funny. You make jokes and I'm going to court. What am I going to do?
George, I'll tell you. There's only one thing to do. You walk into that court with a bar of swan.
To borrow Swan?
Sure. Come clean.
Oh, no. Come clean, huh?
Yes, with the new white floating soap. Remember, you're under oath, so tell them that Swan is a great wartime buy, because it's actually 4 soaps in one. The soap for your hands and face, the soap for bathing the baby, for the dishes, and for your light laundry. 4 swell soaps in one.
Bill, at a time like this, you might really try to help me. Can't you pull some strings down at the courthouse?
Well, I might at that, George. The traffic judge and I are fraternity brothers.
Really, Bill? What fraternity?
Only the greatest in the world. Take a cake of Swan.
Oh, take a cake of Swan.
Yeah. Thousands of men belong. You see, you're automatically initiated when your wife says, darling, take a cake of Swan and wash the dishes. She knows that you can't beat Swan for washing dishes and for laundering fine things, too. Because Swan not only gives you suds with a capital S, but it's so mild it helps keep your hands soft and lovely.
Well, you people are a great help. Do you realize what can happen to me? I can go to jail for life.
Oh, my goodness, that's awful. Oh, I hope you don't go, George. But if you do, I hope at least they send you to Alcatraz.
Well, that's very nice talk. Alcatraz, huh?
Well, yes. You see, my mother lives in San Francisco. You know that. And it'll be nice knowing she's right across the bay from you.
Well, that'll be a nice comfort.
Oh, I meant it would be nice for me. If you're going to be away in Alcatraz, I want to know what you're doing with your knife.
Let's pause for a moment. We'll return to the Burns and Allen Show right after these messages.
To find out more about old-time radio, old-time video, and the pleasures of listening to audiobooks, visit the Audiobook Club website, www.audiobookclub.com, where you can get 4 audiobooks for just 1 penny.
MediaDay.com. And now, let's return to George and Gracie, starring in The Burns and Allen Show.
Did you keep the traffic ticket, Gracie? I'll need it in court.
Oh, yes, I filed it right here in my desk. You see, I keep everything in alphabetical order. Want me to file the ticket for you?
Oh, never mind. I'll get it. I suppose you filed it under T for ticket.
I guess so. However, I may have filed it under T for traffic.
Well, that's the chance I'll have to take, I guess. Say, here's a recipe for rhubarb shortcake. What's it doing under T?
Oh, well, I tried it out and I didn't like it at all. T for terrible.
Well, that's nice filing. If you ever want a terrible recipe, you just know where to look.
Sure.
Well, there's no traffic ticket under T. Any other suggestions?
Well, it might be under P.
P?
Uh-huh, for purse. I brought it home in my purse.
You're a murder kid. All right, I'll look under P.
No, come to think of it, it wouldn't be under P.
Why not?
I wasn't carrying my purse that day. I was carrying my pocketbook.
Well, that would still put it under P.
No, it's an alligator pocketbook.
Oh, under A, huh?
No, I'm wrong. It would still be under P.
Why?
Pot cowhide.
Oh, pot cowhide. That's a great filing system. Well, there's no ticket here. Are you sure you kept it?
Oh, I'm positive. Try looking under B.
Why B?
The policeman who gave it to me had blue eyes.
Oh, B for blue.
Yes.
Yes, okay. How about this? There's another copy of that same recipe for rhubarb shortcake.
Oh, yes. Well, I tried it again, and the second time it tasted much better.
B for better.
Yes.
Well, I'll be done. What's our marriage license doing in here?
Well, I filed it under B for bargain.
B for bargain?
Yeah, well, you've been a wonderful husband. I've never gotten more value out of anything I paid $2 for.
Well, thanks, kid. No fooling. Did you file that ticket?
Well, of course I did. Oh, I remember now. Here it is, George, under W. He gave me the ticket on Tuesday.
Well, I don't get it.
Well, I didn't file it until Wednesday.
Well, let me see the ticket. Oh, my gosh, this is almost 3 months old. The judge will throw the book at me.
What book?
It's just an expression.
I don't think I've read that one.
Gracie, try to understand. I'm really in serious trouble. I might be put in jail, and it's all your fault.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I didn't realize how serious it is.
Well, sure.
Hello, baby. I'm sorry, Herman, but Mama doesn't feel like playing with you today. Well, Mama's very sad because something terrible has happened. Well, you see, dear, your daddy might go to jail. Daddy George might go to jail.
Stop it before I beat the stuffing into you.
Herman, shame on you. Why don't you do something to cheer up your daddy? Herman, stop it this instant. Now apologize to your daddy. Herman Burns, apologize.
Yeah, apologize. Someday I'm going to walk that kid over to a pillow factory. I've had enough of this. I'm going down to the courthouse and try to straighten this mess out.
Oh, Herman, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Your daddy's in real trouble, and it's all my fault. Yes, really. And I'm going right out and get him the best lawyer in town. Believe me, Herman, your daddy George won't go to jail. Pardon me, are you Frederick H. Beck, the attorney?
Yes?
I'm Mrs. George Burns, and I may want to hire you.
Well, sit right down, Mrs. Burns. I'll be with you as soon as I finish these briefs.
Oh, do you make your own shop?
No, I was using the term in its legal sense.
Oh, I see. Well, Mr. Beck, are you a good lawyer?
Well, most people think I'm an excellent lawyer.
Well, I'm not interested in what most people think. If I were, I probably wouldn't be married today.
Well, nevertheless, Mrs. Burns, I flatter myself that I am highly competent.
Well, I'll just have to make sure. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Oh, not at all.
Good. Now, what sort of law work do you specialize in? I mean, are you a criminal lawyer, a corporation lawyer, or a plain shyster?
Shyster?
Well, that answers that question. Now, are you a high school graduate, Mr. Beck?
Well, my dear madam, I am a graduate of Yale, Princeton, and Harvard.
Oh, 3 high schools.
Mrs. Burns.
Well, I guess your education's all right. Now, do you know how to draw up a writ of rigor mortis?
Rigor mortis?
Well, yes, it's one of those Latin phrases that lawyers are always using, you know, like la cucaracha.
La cucaracha, my dear Mrs. Burns, happens to be Spanish.
Well, the Spanish, my dear Mr. Beck, happens to be Latin.
Mrs. Burns, my time is valuable. Do you wish to engage me as a counsel?
Well, I do need a lawyer awfully badly. You see, my husband is in trouble.
Oh?
Well, yes. Now, if it was me, I'd just cross my legs in the witness chair and get acquitted. If my husband does that, they might give him life.
Well, what did your husband do?
Well, it really wasn't his fault. You see, he's shielding a woman. A very beautiful woman.
Oh? And what did this woman do? Commit a murder?
No.
Blackmail?
No.
Well, what did this woman do?
You mean the beautiful woman?
Yes.
I parked next to a hydrant.
Mrs. Burns, I can't waste my time on such an unimportant matter. Good day.
Well, very well, Mr. Beck. But you haven't heard the last of this. I'll go to the California Medical Association about it.
The Medical Association? I'm a lawyer.
That's right. And I'll see that not another ambulance ever goes down this street. Goodbye.
Well, Gracie has interviewed several lawyers, but with no success. And now, as she emerges from the last office, she runs across an old friend. None other than that great Shakespearean actor and pool-room bum, Nigel Bolingbroke.
Why, Mr. Bolingbroke.
Oh, my dear Mrs. Burns, this is charming.
Oh, isn't it?
Well, I see you've been consulting a solicitor, my dear. Divorcing your husband?
Oh, no, nothing as trivial as that. My husband is in terrible trouble. He may go to jail.
No. Oh, dear, the sight of your woebegone face robs me of all the pleasure I would otherwise derive from such news.
Oh, it's awful, and I've been looking all over town for a lawyer.
That reminds me of what was perhaps the greatest role of my brilliant histrionic career. I portrayed a silver-tongued barrister in that stirring courtroom drama, The Trial of Myron Fudnick.
I'll bet you were great.
Well, let's not say great. Let's just say I was magnificent. But the audience rose in their seats to cheer me during all 3 nights that the play ran.
Oh, it must have been thrilling.
Oh, I'll never forget that courtroom scene. The man on trial for his crime, his daughter, brave, tragic figure, pleading for him.
Oh, how pitiful.
And then suddenly, my voice rang out in that hushed courtroom. I am the voice of justice! To err is human, but to forgive is divine. This man made a mistake, yes. He did steal a few $100,000 from a family, but only because his family needed bread. But in the sacred name of humanity, should he be sent to prison for that?
Oh, no, not guilty, not guilty.
Exactly what the jury said. The prisoner was freed, and I took 30 vows.
Oh, how wonderful. If you were defending my husband, I wouldn't. Say, why couldn't we do that scene for the judge? I'll be the daughter, and you be the voice of justice.
Splendid. I can teach you the daughter's lines on the way to the courtroom.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, not at all, Mrs. Burns. Why, I'd be glad to do it even if you weren't going to pay me.
Oh, am I going to pay you?
Well, the Actors Guild insists on a small fee. Not too small, of course.
Well, shall we say $5?
$5? For your husband's freedom. My dear Mrs. Burns, think what it means to hold him in your arms.
All right, $5.50. Come on, let's go talk.
Gee, Bill, it was nice of you to come down to the court with me.
Oh, I'm glad to do it, George. If there's any chance of them putting you in jail, I want to help.
How did you mean that?
Well, I mean I'll be your character witness. Just wait till that judge hears what I have to say.
Now, Bill, don't start telling the judge about Swan Soap.
George, I give you my word. I won't mention Swan Soap unless the judge himself brings it up.
Well, Mr. Burns, His Honor will see you in his private chambers.
Oh, thanks. Come on, Bill. Oh, good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm George Burns.
Oh, yes. You're the man who ignored my summons.
Your Honor, this man is innocent.
Who are you, an attorney?
Well, sort of, yes.
Sort of. Young man, have you passed the bar?
Well, gee, no, I haven't, but I'll pass it right now. Here, Judge, have a bar of Swan.
Oh, Bill!
George, he asked for it. He probably knows that Swan, the new white floating soap, is 4 swell soaps in one. It's a soap for dishes, for light laundry, a baby soap, and a toilet soap. I tell you what, Judge, rustle up a pan of water, and I'll show you some real suds, mild suds.
Young man, I could give you 30 days for that.
Oh, I wouldn't need 30 days. I could show you in 1 minute. What a soap. Why, Swan is purer than finest Castiles. Great for suds, too. And Swan's extra mildness is just what the doctor ordered for baby's bath. And because it is so mild, Swan's not only a great baby soap, it's great for anybody's complexion. And remember, you can break Swan in two.
Bailiff, remove this man.
But, Judge, Your Honor, Mr. Goodwin Mr. Goodwin is here as my character witness, and I'd like you to hear what he has to say.
Well, all right, Mr. Goodwin. Let's hear what you have to say. But make it quick.
Yes, sir. I'd like to say Swan breaks in two with an easy twist of the wrist so you can use one half for dishes and light laundry and the other half for your tub or shower for bathing the baby. And that's the soap, the whole soap, and nothing but the soap. So help me.
Well, now that the bubbling barrister is gone, perhaps we can straighten this out. Now, just why did you ignore that traffic ticket and my summons?
Well, Judge, I'll explain it to you. Are you married?
Yes, but we're discussing your trouble, not mine.
Well, you see, my wife's got a filing system, and she filed this traffic ticket under W because she got it on Tuesday from a policeman with blue eyes, and... Oh, send me to jail.
Hey! Oh, come, Mr. Burns. There's no question of going to jail.
There isn't?
Oh, of course not. You're not a criminal. You're just a bit of an imbecile.
Gee, thanks, Your Honor.
I place your fine at $20.
Well, it's a pleasure. I'll make out the check right away.
Stop the trial! Stop the trial!
Yes, halt the proceedings.
Gracie, what's this?
I'll save your father.
Father?
Mr. Burns, who are these peculiar people?
I'm his daughter, Your Honor.
And I am the voice of justice.
Gracie, what's going on?
I'll save your father.
Father?
Your Honor, don't think of my father as he is today, a miserable, broken-down wreck.
Huh?
Think of him as he was 30 years ago, a well-preserved man of middle age.
Oh.
Listen to the voice of justice.
I am the voice of justice.
Your Honor, be fair. Prove that beneath that long black robe you are not indecent.
But Gracie!
I'll save your father.
Father?
Your Honor, don't send him to the jute mill. Don't make him spend his last feeble years making little jutes out of big jutes. Listen to the voice of justice.
I am the voice of justice.
Your Honor, my father wasn't always a criminal. When I was a little tot, he was gentle, kind. Then he carelessly committed a murder.
A murder?
Oh, I'll save you, Father.
Father, what?
Listen to the voice of justice.
Stop this.
But, George, that's only the first act of the play. We have 3 more acts before you.
I thought so. Your Honor, this isn't my daughter. It's my wife. Now, could you just take this check for $20 and let me get out of here?
Wait a minute. You say that woman is your wife?
Yes.
Keep the 20. You've got enough trouble.
Come on.
Folks, have you ever stopped to think how much money you spend for soap? I'll bet much more than you have to, because there's no need to buy easily wasted package soaps for your dishes, strong bar soaps for your light laundry, expensive toilet soaps for yourself, or even high-priced Castile soaps for your baby. No, sir. One soap, Swan, will do all those jobs, because Swan is 4 soaps in one. And what a soap, a Suds and Whiz that's purer than finest Castiles. So buy Swan, a great buy anytime, a greater buy than ever in wartime. The makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, join George and Gracie in inviting you to tune in next week, same time. Good night.
The Amos and Andy Show, written by Joe Connolly and Bob Mosier, featuring Ernestine Wade, Johnny Lee, Amanda Randolph, Millie Bruce, Roy Glenn, Jeff Alexander's music, yours truly, Harlow Wilcox, and starring radio's all-time favorites, Freeman Gosden and Charles Correll. Amos and Andy. Once again, true love has come into the life of Andy Brown. A couple of weeks ago, he met a girl named Nancy Simpson. It was love at first sight, and their romance progressed rapidly. Tonight is the night Andy plans to propose to her. And at the moment, we find Andy and his girl in front of a movie on Lenox Avenue.
Yeah, Mike Cream Puff Patootie. This is the picture I want to see. See there on the billboard? Gregory Peck in the shoes of Kelly Minju.
Oh, Andy, that's the snows of Kilimanjaro.
Oh, no. Well, anyway, I understand it's a great love story, and that's the kind of picture I want you to see. Special tonight.
Oh, Andy, how sweet of you. I'm just crazy about love stories. They just make me feel so slow.
I hope this picture will put you in the mood for something I want to ask you later, honey baby doll.
Oh, Anderson, it's going to be a perfect evening seeing this picture with you.
Yeah, well, here's the box office. Let's get the tickets. One ticket, please.
I'll have one ticket, too, please. Oh, Andy, dear, I had a lovely time in the movie tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, wasn't that a wonderful picture?
Was they showing a picture in there?
Oh, Andy, you're so cute.
Yeah, I am a dog, ain't I? Nancy, my little cutie Cupid doll.
Yes, Andy, my dimple dumpling darling.
Look, honey, this question I'm going to ask you is a little embarrassing.
Oh, that's all right, Andy. I planned on paying the bus fare home anyway.
No, it ain't money this time. It's.
Yes, Andy.
Nancy, would you do me the honor of becoming Mrs. Andrew Hogg Brown III?
Oh, Andy, I'd be delighted.
Did you see this item in the paper? Mr. and Mrs. Robert R. Simpson announced the engagement of their daughter to Andrew H. Brown of this city.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah, Mama. I hear the wedding is set for this Monday. And you know they say the girl is only 23. Well, why does a young chicken like that want to have anything to do with that mangy old rooster? Big old fat slob.
Now, wait a minute, Mama. Speaking of fat, did you ever get a load of yourself in a mirror?
What do you mean?
You remind me of 10 pounds of lard in a 5-pound bucket.
Never mind him, Mama. George Stevens, what you been doing rummaging in that closet? Yeah, what you doing, Baldy? Looking for something to hawk again?
Oh, no, I'm looking in the closet here for that old full-dress suit of my grandfather's.
No, what in the world would you want of that moth-eaten old thing?
Well, Andy's getting married. He's going to need a full-dress suit. I might sell him Grandpa's old one for $30 or $40. Yeah, here we are. Yeah, here's the old suit. Just a little wrinkle.
Look at it laying there on the floor. All wrinkled and baggy and ready to fall apart. George, it looks like you coming home on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, well, it's good enough for the boy.
You gonna sell him that old rag? Look, why don't you just hit Andy over the head and take the money out of his pocket?
That's a good idea. I'll keep that in reserve in case he don't fall for the suit idea. There you is, Andy. A beautiful full-dress suit for your wedding with Nancy. Yeah, just a few altercations, and it's yours for $50. $50 for this thing? Look at it, Kingfish. It's all faded and mildewed. No, Andy. It's just the latest shade of evening clothes. What they call midnight green. Well, it still looked mildewed to me. And it's kind of moldy, too. Moldy? Well, now, the fella that wore the coat was a doctor. And he used to raise a little penicillin on the sleeve, you see. Penicillin. Well, holy mackerel, what did he raise on the trousers here? Mushrooms? Just slip the coat on here, boy. Yeah. Now, wait a minute. A moth just flew out of the lapel there. Moth? Ha! Andy, don't you know a silkworm when you see one? I never seen one with wings before. These are flying silkworms, ain't they? Flying silkworms? Yeah, they done crossed them with fireflies so they can work at night, or they won't. Uh-oh, there goes another one of them flying silkworms. Holy mackerel, this lapel is just one big cocoon. Look at it.
Yeah, well, slip the coat on you, ain't there?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let me get my arm in there.
Yep. Never mind that, Andy. We can scotch tape the sleeve back on for the wedding. That's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks good on you, Andy. Yeah, got a nice drape to it.
Yeah. These tails, though, is a little long in the back, ain't they?
Well, Andy, the length of the tails in a full dress suit is a matter of taste. Personal, I like the way they drags along the floor there.
Kingfish, I'd look ridiculous going up the aisle in this thing.
No, Andy, you'll just have to split up the flower girls. One on your train and one on the bride's. It'll be a nice double train ceremony there, boy.
Hey, wait a minute, Kingfish. I was just holding the pants up here. They don't even meet the coat. Look at all the space between there.
Well, now, that's the latest style, Andy, what they call the plunging pants line, you hear?
Kingfish, I ain't going down no aisle showing that much underwear between the coat and the trousers.
Now, wait a minute, Andy. You ain't seen the white vest that goes with the thing yet. There it is. Ain't that a beauty, boy?
Beauty? It's got spots all over the thing.
Well, it's supposed to have spots, Andy. The man that had this suit before was a big society man. He wouldn't wear nothing that wasn't right. Because he was really into social swim.
What was he swimming in? Gravy? Listen, I'm going to rent myself a full-dress suit.
You mean to say that you don't want to buy this beautiful, luxurious, first-class full-dress suit?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Well, stand aside, Danny, while I throw the thing in the wastebasket here. No sense in having these flying silkworms nibbling on the drapes around here all the time.
Oh, I tell you, Kingfish, this Nancy is the only girl in the world for me. For the first time in my life, I was really in love. She is the only one. What do you want, Lightning?
This telegram just come for you, Miss Andy.
Well, thank you, Lightning. Now, get on out of here.
Yeah, sir. I'll whiz right on that. Open it up, Andy. Let's see what the thing says.
Look here. Andy Darling.
Mm-hmm.
Arriving in New York 12:15 today. We'll be at the Lodge Hall at 2 o'clock. All my love, Hildegard Jackson.
And who in the world is Hildegard Jackson?
Oh, me, Kingfish, I was in big trouble.
Yeah?
Yeah, last summer I was kind of lonely, and I done answered one of them ads in the paper about a pen pal.
Yeah, must have been serious. Oh, look here what you say there. Let me see that telegram. Look at that. Signed the wire there, say, all my love.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you how that happened. Around Christmas time, she sent me a fruitcake, so I wrote back that I loved her. Then for my birthday, she sent me a pair of gold cufflinks, so I wrote back that I adored her.
Yeah, but wait a minute, Andy. Did it go any further than that?
Well, the presents was rolling in, and there was Easter and Valentine's Day coming up, so to keep the pipeline open, I done proposed to her.
Proposed to her?
Yeah.
Andy, you was in a spot. You was marrying one gal on Monday, and another one arrives this afternoon expecting you to marry her.
Yeah, Kingfish, I is in a mess. What is I going to do?
Well, I don't know, Andy, but with two gals, unless you do something by Monday, they're going to have a wider church aisle for the wedding. That's all I know.
Oh, me, Kingfish, what is I going to do? This Hildegard Jackson's going to be here at 2 o'clock looking for me, you know it?
Yeah, and if Nancy ever find out about this other gal that you've been pen-palling with, Andy, you was going to be out in the cold, boy.
Yeah, and I can't lose Nancy. Because, Kingfish, I'm telling you, I loves her more than life herself.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, her old man promised me a dowry after the wedding.
There's only one thing to do, boy, and that's to find some way to get rid of this Hildegard and send her back to Georgia.
Yeah, I know. You got any angle?
Yeah, suppose I was to meet her here at the Lodge Hall and tell her that you was done passed on. That you was, well, lost at sea or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Kingfish. Yeah, wait a minute, though. I think you're going to have a lot of trouble with this gal, though. From all them love letters I read her, she's pretty heated up about the wedding.
You really warmed her up, huh?
Oh, yeah, boy. I think I got her pretty close to the boiling point. She's liable to get off that train whistling like a pressure cooker.
Well, it's almost 2 o'clock. Andy's hiding up in his room. Hildegard ought to be here any minute. I just hope that, that's funny. The building started to shake. You must see the elevator going by. Wait a minute, it can't be that, though. They tore it down. What in the world could be shaking the building that way? Holy mackerel, whatever it is, it's coming in here. Come in.
How do you do? I'm Hildegard Jackson.
How do you do? Pull up a couple of chairs and sit down.
Thank you. Say, I'm looking for Andy Brown.
Well, allow me to introduce myself. I is Boatswain's Mate Stevens of the SS Southern Cross, former shipmate of Abel Seaman Brown.
Andy, a sailor? Well, I didn't know he went to sea.
Oh, yes. The late laminated Andy Brown was one of the finest sailors that ever trod the poop deck.
The late Andy Brown? You mean something happened to my Andy?
Yes, miss, on the last trip, good sailor Brown went to that snug harbor in the sky. The final home port in the great beyond. Casey Jones' locker, where all good sailors go.
To him.
A whale ate him.
Oh, I didn't know they were that dangerous.
Oh, yes. When you hunt the dreaded killer whale, the ferocious demijohn of the deep. Yeah, there ain't much hope for you.
Oh, poor Andy.
Well, he went bravely, though. We set out in our long boat, and all of a sudden Andy jumped up in the bow and hollered, "There she blows." The only trouble was he made the mistake of jumping up in front of the harpoon. He and the harpoon got to the whale at the same time.
You mean that's when the whale swallowed him?
Yes, the piece rolled over on its back and snagged him off that harpoon like the bottom tomato on a shish kebab. No, we had lovely services for the unfortunate victim. We managed to harpoon the whale and haul him on deck. Oh, it was a beautiful ceremony. While the crew stood around with their caps off, the captain shouted the funeral services down the blowhole.
When I knew I had to make this trip, I was so excited. I planned on looking up Andy and marrying him.
Yeah, well, the best thing for you to do when you finish your business here in New York is to go back home and forget the boy.
Yes, I guess I'll have to. Andy's gone, and I got nothing to remember him by.
Well, I tell you, Hildegard, sometime in the future, if you should see a whale oil lamp flickering in the window, tip your hat. That damp wick may be Andy. Oh, yes, Andy. Hildegard fell for it like a ton of bricks.
Oh, that's great work, Kingfish. Great work. But tell me this. What did the gal look like? You say she was kind of on the fat, sloppy side?
Well, let me see the best way to describe her, Andy. You remember when they was painting the Flushing Meadows for the World's Fair?
Yeah.
And they scooped up all that muck and loaded it into the back of a truck. And the truck done drove off, swishing and slurping and overflowing all over the place.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, you take the tailgate down and you got Hildegard.
Well, anyway, she's out of the way, and I can go ahead with my wedding to Nancy.
Yes, you're getting a wonderful break, Andy. A young, beautiful girl that's got money. Oh, I tell you, boy, hello?
Hello, Dimple Dumpling. This is your Tutti Frutti cupcake.
Hold the phone.
What's the matter, Kingfish?
Andy, either this call is for you or there's a woman on the phone there ordering her groceries.
Let me see here. Hello, who is this?
This is Nancy.
Hello.
Oh, Andy, I've got a wonderful surprise for you. My best friend is in town, and she's staying at the Savoy Arms Hotel. I want you to come up this evening and meet her.
Yeah, well, fine.
She got in this afternoon from Georgia.
Georgia?
Yes. Her name is Hildegard Jackson, and she's going to be the maid of honor at our wedding.
Look, Andy, the thing for you to do, I would say, is just to go over to Nancy and explain the whole thing. I'm sure she's going to understand.
Understand? There's one thing she's been telling me all the time we've been engaged. She hates men that is frickle.
Well, then, Andy, what in the world is she going to do?
Amos, I don't know.
Well, now, look, we got to find some way to keep them two gals from getting together, that's all. Yeah, well, I've got to get home for supper. Let me know how y'all make up, will you?
Okay.
Well, look who's coming down the hall. Algonquin J. Calhoun.
Hi, boys. Hi there, Amos.
Hi, Calhoun. Well, so long. I'll see y'all later.
What's the matter around here with all this gloom and long faces? Look like the Undertaker's convention today. They heard about penicillin.
Calhoun, we sure is glad you was here. We needs advice.
Yeah, Calhoun, Andy is scheduled to marry two gals. Now, what should he do?
Get a bigger apartment.
No, Calhoun, Andy done proposed to two gals. He only wants to marry one of them, a girl that he loves by the name of Nancy Simpson. He's deeply in love with her.
Yeah. But then my pen pal from Georgia, Hildegard Jackson, showed up, and she is going to be Nancy's maid of honor at the wedding.
Yeah, this is a mess, all right.
Now, look, Calhoun, you was a smart man. How can we keep this gal Hildegard from breaking up the wedding? Now, we got to act fast on the thing here.
Well, now, let's see. She couldn't break up the wedding if she was in jail, could she?
Yeah, that's right. But how are we going to calaboose her?
Well, now, let me see here. Now, suppose they thought that she was some sort of criminal.
Criminal?
Yeah. You boys could go down to the police and give Trick Fisher's names and tell them this here Hildegard gal was some kind of a murderer or poisoner or something like that there.
Poisonous people, huh? Yeah, that way the police would pick her up, and by the time they got the real facts, you see, Anna's wedding to Nancy would be over and he'd be in the clear.
Yeah.
Let's go to the police, Anna.
Oh, me. Boy, I tell you, Calhoun, you don't know how lucky you is that you never got married.
Lucky? No, boys. I'm sad about that. Real sad. See, I was engaged once. Engaged to the most beautiful gal in the world. The sweetest creature that ever lived. She used to get shot out of the cannon in the circus.
Well, how come you never married her?
Well, one night in Chicago, they put too much powder in the cannon. And she done a backflip over the loop and went out of my life forever like a flying saucer.
Let me do the talking.
Go ahead.
Excuse me, Mr. Sergeant, sir, but is you in charge here at the police station?
I'm in charge. What is it?
Well, allow me to introduce ourselves. I is Mortimer J. Higginbottom, and this gentleman here is Herman Glockenspiel.
Glad to know you. What can I do for you?
I wonder if you could tell us where we report inhuman fiends and poisoners.
Poisoners?
Yes, sir. We have information that we believe will lead to the arrest of the notorious food poisoner Hildegard Jackson, alias Poison Parley, alias Cyanide Sue, alias Toomey and Tilly.
Just let me get the facts straight here.
No.
You say this woman poisoned somebody?
Yeah. She done away with Mr. Glockenspiel's poor old papa.
Yeah, she popped some peas on Papa's plate and popped poor Papa into paradise.
I'll have to make a report on this. Now, what was your father's name?
It was, what was my father's name, Kingfish?
Herman Glockenspiel Sr., stupid.
Yeah, Herman Glockenspiel Sr., stupid.
You would have to excuse Mr. Glockenspiel here. He is still in a state of shock from the whole mess, you see.
Well, look, if we're going to get a report on this thing, will you please give me the information?
Well, Mr. Sergeant, we done checked into this thing, and it seems that Toomey and Tilly makes a practice of getting jobs with elderly men and then knocking them off for their money.
Well, we've had cases like that before. She conceals the poison in the food. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. He's got a steak sauce that could end the Korean War tomorrow.
You're sure of the facts in this case?
Oh, yes. This old gal won't stop at nothing. Why, we understand she worked for some old gentleman out in California, but he was on a diet and wouldn't eat nothing. She got to him anyway, though.
He did, huh? Well, how did she do that?
Well, one night while he was sleeping, she plugged his electric blanket into a high-tension wire.
Wait a minute. Why didn't the police out there arrest her?
Well, they didn't have no evidence on her. When they turned down the blanket the next morning, all they found was a long, thin ash wearing a hearing aid.
Thin ash with a hearing aid?
No.
Well, I don't know about this, but it's the duty of the police to protect the citizens. Let me have the details.
Yeah, well, her name is Nancy Jackson, and she's going to be the maid of honor at Hildegard Simpson's her name is Nancy Hildegard. And
wait a minute. Look here. Pay attention to him. Her name is Hildegard Jackson, and she's going to be the maid of honor at Nancy Simpson's wedding.
Yeah, so I was all excited here.
Look. Would you calm down here and give me the facts on this thing?
Yeah, sir, we'll do that, but you're going to have to act fast. You see, the wedding is tomorrow at the Amsterdam Wedding Chapel, and it's just like her to go into action at the wedding feast and stake and kidnap some poor old gentleman into Never Never Land, you see.
Kingfish, peek out the ante room here and see what's going on in the chapel, will you?
Yeah, let me see here. Open the door. And here comes Nancy down the aisle with her papa.
Yeah, can you see any of the bridesmaids?
Let's see. Holy mackerel, Linda. Hildegard's walking right behind them. The police ain't picked her up.
Oh, me, Kingfish, I is ruined. As soon as she spots me, she's going to start screaming.
Yeah, Andy, say, look,
hey,
Andy.
Kingfish, what's going on?
Look, Andy, 4 police officers is working their way down the aisle.
Oh, hot dog, they is coming for Hildegard. I have saved at the last minute. What a wonderful break. Open the door wide so I can really hear.
Yeah. One of you is Nancy Simpson.
Well, I am. What's wrong, officer?
2 men filed a report on you yesterday, and we're arresting you as the notorious Toomey and Tilly.
Oh, no, they arrested the wrong gal. Wait a minute. Somebody.
Be sure to be with us next week when we...
The sponsors of the Our Miss Brooks program, which follows immediately, wish to congratulate Mrs. Ray Thiel on winning the $49,000 first prize in the Colgate-Palmolive Peat Company's 49er Gold Rush contest. Mrs. Thiel, secretary to Mayor Richard J. Marks of Norwich, Connecticut, experienced the thrill of a lifetime when 2 armored car drivers strolled into her office and dumped $49,000 in $1 bills on her desk. The complete story will appear in Look Magazine's August 16th issue, which reaches the newsstands August 2nd. Palmolive Soap, Your Beauty Hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. principals are quite strict when it comes to punctuality among faculty members. But our Miss Brooks, who teaches English at Madison High Summer School, has always believed that her principal, Osgood Conklin, is overly severe.
I could never understand why Mr. Conklin had such a passion for promptness until one day I learned that he was born at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he's been early ever since. Anyway, by last Thursday, I was determined to get to school on time if I had to stay up all Wednesday night to do it. Promptly at 6:30 Thursday morning, my alarm clock went off. Having been up all Wednesday night, I ignored it. Then the phone rang in the hall, and knowing that my landlady, Mrs. Davis, was back in the kitchen, I sprang lightly out of bed and glided to the phone. Ouch! Hello?
Hello, Miss Brooks. This is Mr. Conklin. Are you up?
Sort of. What can I do for you, Mr. Conklin?
Two things, Miss Brooks. You can arrive at school promptly at 8 this morning, and once you get there, I want your promise that you'll concentrate on teaching English to your class instead of learning biology from Mr. Boynton.
Why, Mr. Conklin, one would think that Mr. Boynton and I...
Yes, wouldn't one? I think you should know, Miss Brooks, that the president of the Board of Education is back from his vacation.
Mr. Stone?
Yes, and he's already chewed me out. Complained to me about the language in our summer session. Teachers taking time off for vacations, getting married, having children. Why, you teachers are acting more and more like...
Human beings?
Don't be egotistical. Now, I'm warning you, Miss Brooks, if you don't stop fraternizing during school hours, I don't see how I can remain the same considerate, even-tempered, kindly superior you've all grown to admire.
But Mr. Conklin,
That's all for now. Just get on the ball, Miss Brooks. And when you get on it, see that you stay on it.
What does he think I am, a seal? Get on the ball. No fraternization. Yeah.
Good morning, Connie.
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Davis.
Who was that on the phone?
Mr. Conklin.
Oh. How is Osgood these days?
Horrible, thanks. He's getting more unreasonable every day. You have no idea how fed up I'm getting with his dictatorial nonsense.
You wouldn't have to take any of it, Connie, if you had some other job you could go to.
Some other job?
Yes. You weren't born a teacher, were you?
No, it just seems that way.
Weren't you once secretary to a Mayor Norwich of Marks, Connecticut?
No, but I was secretary to Mayor Marks of Norwich, Connecticut. That's right nearby. Now there was a swell boss.
Well, Connie, I've got a big surprise for you. You may be able to get your old job back just by calling him up.
What?
I just read where his present secretary won $49,000 in the 49er Gold Rush contest. That's the contest put on by,
some big soap company, wasn't it?
Yes, I think it was.
So much for living dangerously. Who won Colgate Palmolive Pete's contest?
Mrs. Ray Seal. Mrs. Ray Seal. She's the woman who's working for your old boss, Mayor Marks. With all that money, she'll probably quit her job at once.
Well, what has that got to do with me, Mrs. Davis?
Don't you see, Connie? If you just give him a call, Mayor Marks may offer you the position again.
But I don't know if I want to go back to Connecticut, Mrs. Davis.
You don't have to accept the offer, Connie. But once he knows you can work elsewhere, Mr. Conklin's attitude will be entirely different. Now, go ahead, Connie. Call Mayor Marks immediately.
But...
You don't have to pay me for the call until next month.
Well, if that's the case, it will be nice to chat with His Honor again. I wonder if he'll remember me.
Go ahead, Connie. Get the receiver.
All right, Mrs. Davis.
So I just told her right out. First I said if we weren't such old friends, I wouldn't open my hat like this. But even though I haven't seen you in years...
Excuse me. It's our party line. Well, maybe it's just as well, Mrs. Davis. I'd feel a little silly if Mayor Marks didn't even know who I was.
But you said you got along fine with him, Connie. Now, don't be silly. You try again in a minute. I'll clear off the breakfast dishes.
Oh, that must be Walter Denton. He's giving me a lift to school.
Hiya, Miss Brooks.
Come in, Walter. As you can see, I'm not quite ready to leave the house.
Oh, that's all right, Miss Brooks. We got time. Besides, I know plenty of women who'd give anything to look as good wearing an expensive dress as you look in that beat-up, crummy old bathrobe.
Well, thank you, Walter, I think. Sit down for a minute, won't you? Here, read this Look magazine. I'm trying to place a long-distance call.
Long distance to who?
An ex-boss of mine. I'll tell you all about it after I talk to him.
So then I said, look, Bertha, Uncle James Burr just ain't your type of fella. That's when she tried to stop me. Grace, she says to me, I've always been your friend.
Excuse me for interrupting, Grace.
That's all right, Bertha. I know this is your problem, but before you marry this man, you've got... Bertha, what are you doing on this line? I was talking to Elsie.
Sorry, I was trying to get Agnes. We've got the busiest party line in town. I guess I'd better get ready now, Walter. If you'll excuse me a minute...
before you go, Miss Brooks, there's something I'd like to ask you.
Can't you wait and ask me in class, Walter?
Oh, no, ma'am. My question has nothing to do with English. The question is a man who, because his daughter happens to be in love with a certain other young fella than who he might choose if he had the say-so over this girl, entitled to constantly kick this young fella from pillar to post?
You're right, Walter. Your question has nothing to do with English. But I gather you're talking about your stormy romance with Harriet Conklin.
Exactly, Miss Brooks. You know how fond I am of Harriet, and because of this fondness, I've tried to be patient and understanding. But now I've come to a conclusion.
Yes?
Mr. Conklin has got to go. It isn't that I mind his treating me like dirt so much. It's the dirty way he does it. How do you combat a tyrant like that? Or how do you avoid him? Honestly, if I were 5 or 6 years older, I'd leave Madison High.
You may be 7 years older before you graduate, you know. But I know how you feel, Walter. I've been thinking of changing jobs myself.
Changing jobs? But what other kind of a job would you be good for?
What a nice way of calling me the ideal teacher. Before I'm led to the glue factory, Walter, I can go back to work as a secretary in Norwich, Connecticut. Mayor Marks can probably use me right now.
Gee, Norwich, Connecticut. Oh, but what about Mr. Boynton? You wouldn't want to leave him, would you?
I might not have to. As secretary to the mayor, I might be able to wangle a transfer for Mr. Boynton. He could teach there.
Oh, that's right. They do have biology in Connecticut, don't they?
In one form or another, they must. Now, you'd better get on to school without me this morning. I've got to try that call again.
Oh, but you'll be late, Miss Brooks. What about Mr. Conklin?
Mr. Conklin will just have to wait. You know, I'm beginning to feel strangely liberated, and I like it. Connecticut is beautiful at this time of the year.
We were going to miss you, Miss Brooks.
I'll miss you, too, Walter.
Well, guess I'll be going now. Be sure and write, won't you, Miss Brooks?
Of course I will.
Goodbye, Miss Brooks.
Bye, Walter. It'll be good to see Mayor Marks again. I wonder how he looks.
Well, Connie, did you place your call yet?
No, Mrs. Davis. The party line's been in use.
Well, you better get dressed and go to school now, Connie. I'll call the mayor for you and let you know what happened right after I talk to him.
All right, Mrs. Davis, but before I go, I'll try it once more.
So I said to Bertha, well, you've been so busy in the office, how did you ever find time to have a baby?
Believe me, Grace, while you've been on the phone, Bertha couldn't have had triplets.
Brooks, starring Eve Arden, will continue in just a moment. But first, here is Vern Smith. Here's wonderful news, ladies. Wonderful, wonderful news. Now there's something thrillingly new in Palmolive Soap's famous beauty lather. Yes, something thrillingly new. Palmolive's famous beauty lather now brings you new fragrance, new charm, new allure.
Millions of women will prefer beauty lather Palmolive over all other leading toilet soaps the minute they try it. For Palmolive Soap's famous beauty lather now has a new, clean, flower-fresh fragrance for new allure, new charm.
So, ladies, forget all other beauty care and use Palmolive Soap the way doctors advise for a lovelier complexion. Just stop improper cleansing and instead wash your face with Palmolive Soap 3 times a day, massaging Palmolive's wonderful beauty lather onto your skin for 60 seconds each time to get its full beautifying effect. Then rinse. That's all. All types of skin, young, older, oily, respond to it quickly. Don't wait another day to try Palmolive's beauty lather. You'll be thrilled by its new fragrance, new charm, new allure. Thrilled again by the fresher, brighter complexion doctors prove may soon be yours.
For new loveliness all over, use big bath-size Palmolive in tub or shower.
Well, when Walter Denton left Miss Brooks, he was convinced that she had a job waiting for her in Norwich, Connecticut. Arriving at school, the first person he ran into was Harriet Conklin. After hearing the news, the first person she ran into was her father, Madison's beloved principal, Osgood Conklin.
So you see, Daddy, Miss Brooks is practically set in this new job.
But she can't leave now. Mr. Stone's back from his vacation. Only yesterday he was complaining about absenteeism. First, our music teacher, Mrs. Jensen, trots off to visit her sick mother. And Mr. LeBlanc needs an operation and fritters a week away in the hospital.
But that's not your fault, Daddy.
I'm afraid the head of the board doesn't agree with you, Harriet. You should have heard Mr. Stone yesterday. He actually threatened me.
What did he say, Daddy?
He said he'd have me pounding a beat in Brooklyn. If Miss Brooks leaves, he may even investigate some of the wild rumors flying around this school that I'm a
tyrant?
Thank you, my dear. If he decides to What do you mean, tyrant? I've always tempered my power with justice.
Look, Daddy, I know you mean well, but Miss Brooks is like a thoroughbred, tense and high-strung. You've got to give her head sometime.
I'd like to hand it to her on a plate sometime. Don't you realize, Harriet, that you're asking me to be gentle with a woman who had single-handedly jacked up my blood pressure 25 points?
But don't you see, Daddy? If you don't want her to leave, you've just got to be nicer to Miss Brooks.
Well, I'll think it over. Now, you get to her first class and give the students something to study. Miss Brooks is late for a change.
I'll take care of it right away, Daddy. And when she does get here...
When she does get here, I'll...
Remember Mr. Stone and Brooklyn. Goodbye, Daddy. Oh, hello, Miss Brooks.
Hello, Harriet.
Do you think you should whistle so loudly, Miss Brooks? We're right outside Daddy's office, you know.
Harriet, I've got a little message for you. Whistling in the hall is just the first of a long and distinguished line of violations I've got planned for today. This, in a word, is Independence Day for Constance Brooks.
Look, Miss Brooks, please don't do anything until you talk to Daddy. He's waiting to see you.
Very well, dear. I'll toddle into his den for a moment.
Here I am, Miss Brooks, right over here. Oh, I came as fast as I could. I thought you were whistling for me. Now, about your being late today.
About my being late today, so what?
Nothing, my dear. I just wanted you to know that I consider it extremely admirable of you to get here this early. After all, you must have hurried your breakfast terribly.
Huh?
Your health comes first, you know. You mustn't let your sense of duty or your proven loyalty to me upset your peace of mind.
Am I in the right school? This is Madison High, isn't it?
Of course, my dear. I am Madison's principal. Your principal, Miss Brooks, who prides himself above all things on his ability to ease the path for those members of his faculty, nay, his family, who are tired or run down. You may deny this, Miss Brooks, but you need a respite from your school duties. You still have a zest for living, an enthusiasm for things outside your work. I know you have.
Oh, but
Why, many's the day I've watched you from my office as the final bell rang and you left your classroom. How I chuckled as you galloped through the halls toward some cheery rendezvous with Mr. Boynton. It did these old eyes good to see you hurling the pupils to right and left. Ah, what a sight it was. Their little heads bobbing like ping-pong balls as you flailed at them with your handbag.
Now, just a minute, Mr. Conklin.
I want to rekindle that enthusiasm, Miss Brooks. That's why I insist that you take the morning off.
Off?
I must be. I mean, run over to the gym, get yourself a bathing suit, and take a nice sun bath. Then, when he's finished with his class, meet Mr. Boynton. Have a bit of lunch together, or go for a stroll around the campus. It'll do you a world of good. Well, what do you say?
I can only say what my dear old grandmother taught me to say at a time like this.
And what is that, Miss Brooks?
Never look a gift, Conklin, in the choppers. I'm off to the gym. Excuse me, Mr. Boynton, but now that you've dismissed your class, I thought I'd say hello.
Oh, hello, Miss Brooks. I was just... Gosh.
Why, Mr. Boynton, what are you blushing about?
You're in a bathing suit. I better turn around.
Oh, Oh, don't be so modest, Mr. Boynton. Turn around again and live a little. I've just been taking a sunbath outside the gym, Mr. Boynton.
Please, Miss Brooks, I consider sunbathing on school property highly irregular. Now, if I may change the subject...
Well, why change the subject? What's so terrible about my wearing a bathing suit? If you'll just turn around, you'll see that this is a very modest little number, although it doesn't quite cover my knees.
Well, all right, but Say, that looks stunning.
I borrowed it from the domestic science teacher. I'll bet this was a racy little job in the gay 90s.
I like old-fashioned bathing suits. Say, that one even has a bustle in the back, hasn't it?
No, and now you can change the subject. Or better yet, why don't you change into a bathing suit and we'll go halfies on the sun?
Well, I like the sun, Miss Brooks.
Oh, it's certainly done wonders for me. When I came to school this morning, I was fit to be tied. But now I love the whole world. Why, I even love Mr. Conklin.
You've been in the sun too long, Miss Brooks. That is, I'd like to join you, but you see, with two of our teachers temporarily out, Mr. Conklin's asked me to assume their duties in addition to my own.
But that isn't fair.
Oh, I'll be relieved pretty soon. It seems that one of our female teachers had some idea of working in Norwich, Connecticut, but Mr. Conklin's carrying on a campaign to keep her here.
A campaign?
Yes. It doesn't sound ethical to me, but he says that as soon as it's too late for her to get the job in Connecticut, he's going to work her like a horse. I wonder who the teacher is. Miss Brooks, what do you mean by that?
Just what I said. No wonder he was so sweet to me this morning. Take a sunbath, my dear. Run over to see Mr. Boynton. I'm glad I've got that other job waiting. Make a workhorse out of me, will he?
Well, Miss Brooks, where are you going?
I'm going to gallop over to Mr. Conklin's office and plow him under.
Hello, principal's office. Be brief, please.
Hello, Osgood. This is Margaret Davis. Is Miss Brooks in her classroom?
No, Margaret, she isn't. I sent her out to take a little sunbath. Healthy teachers are happy teachers, I always say.
That's very considerate of you, Osgood. Would you give her a message for me when she comes in?
Of course. What is it?
Just tell her that I spoke with that party on the long-distance phone, and the whole thing is off.
That party? I'm afraid I don't understand.
I'm sorry, Osgood, but it's a highly confidential matter. After all, Miss Brooks wouldn't want everybody to know that the job she thought she could have had as Mayor Mark's secretary in Norwich is being kept by Mrs. Seal. Oh, dear, I'm afraid I said too much.
Not too much, Margaret. Just enough. Goodbye, my dear.
But
I said goodbye, landlady. So, there's no job in Norwich at all. Well, maybe now our little whistling tea kettle will shut her spout for a while. Now, Osgood, mustn't lose your temper. Remember the old blood pressure.
I've got something to say to you, Mr. Conklin.
Oh, you have? Have a seat, Miss Brooks.
Never mind the acting, Lionel. What I've got to say, I can say on my feet.
Good. I've got something to say to you, too. But, of course, ladies first.
I'm afraid I'm not really a lady, Mr. Conklin. If I was, those words couldn't have occurred to me as I approached this office.
Such as?
Slave driver.
Mm-hmm.
Bully.
Yes.
Ogre.
How about tyrant?
Oh, by all means, tyrant. Tyrant.
Does that complete the list, Miss Brooks?
Temporarily, yes.
Fine. Now you can listen to my message. Miss Brooks, although you consider me a tyrant, I think you should know that I am a very special kind of tyrant.
What do you mean?
I happen to be, Miss Brooks, the only tyrant you've got. Control yourself, Osgood. What's that pressure, boy? You see, Miss Brooks, Mrs. Davis called while you were sunbathing on my time to inform you that there is no job open in Connecticut.
No job open, but...
However, since you seem so fond of secretarial work, you can take these reports home and type them neatly in triplicate. And one more thing, Miss High and Mighty. Don't you ever again dare to talk to me in the loud tone of voice you assumed this morning. Is that clear?
Yes, it is, Mr. Conklin. That's half of it.
I'm sorry you have all this extra work to do, Connie. I can't help feeling it's my fault.
Oh, it couldn't be helped, Mrs. Davis. I should have known Mrs. Seal wouldn't give up her job just for a few measly $49,000.
Mayor Marks was very nice on the phone, Connie. He said that if any other desirable position came along, he'd let you know immediately.
Oh, I'm afraid he was just letting me down easy, Mrs. Davis. Oh, gosh, I'm sleepy.
Why don't you take a little nap, Connie? It'll make you feel much better. Here, sit down in this rocker.
Thanks. It certainly feels good. You know, Mrs. Davis, sometimes I think I should never have left that job in Norwich. Why, I might have won that $49,000. If I'd stayed there longer, I might have gotten into politics. Mayor Marks will have to retire someday, and who knows? I might even have become...
Your Honor, Mayor Brooks, I've got to talk to you at once.
Of course, Boynton. What is it?
As your personal bodyguard and constant companion, I insist that you hear this bulletin.
I'm listening, Boynton.
I love you, Your Honor. Love you madly, desperately, cruelly. Love you, do you hear?
Just through one ear. Better do a rebroadcast for the other one.
Oh, my darling, come out from behind that desk. You're so wonderful, so desirable. Come, let me hold you in my arms, Mayor dear.
Just call me May. It sounds more feminine.
Or perhaps you think me too bold. Maybe I should strive harder to control my passion. After all, yours is a position of trust. You're a high public official, the mayor of the city.
The mayor, yes. But I am also a woman.
And what a woman. Pardon me for baying at you, my sweet, but I just can't resist you. Put your arms around me, my darling.
But, Boynton, this is my office. Someone might see us.
Let them see us. I'd kiss you on the roof of the Chamber of Commerce, the steps of the City Hall, or right on Main Street.
Try my lips. There's less traffic there. Wait a moment. What was that?
What?
I thought I heard panting outside my door.
Oh, that. That's just Alderman Conklin. He's been waiting to see you for 8 days now.
Really? Well, take off his leash and bring him in.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hello, Your Honor. Your nice honor. How is your sweet, kind, glorious mayorship this lovely afternoon?
Down, Conklin. What is it you want? Be brief.
I want to tell you something I think you should know.
Yes?
There's been a mutiny. The people have rebelled against your tyranny, and in a free election, a free, democratic election, I have just been elected governor of this state.
Governor? Oh, no. Oh, no, they can't elect him governor.
Connie, wake up, Connie.
Huh? What? Oh, I'm so glad you woke me, Mrs. Davis. I was having a daymare about Mr. Conklin.
Oh, I thought I'd better wait you, Connie. This wire just came for you.
Oh, let's see it. Well, it's from Mayor Mark's secretary. It says, Dear Miss Brooks, can offer you important position in local firm. This job pays double the salary you receive as a school teacher. Please answer by return wire. Signed, Mrs. Ray Seal.
Why, Connie, that's wonderful. Are you going to accept it?
No, Mrs. Davis, I'll have to turn it down.
Turn it down? But what's wrong with the position they're offering? It pays double your salary as a school teacher.
That's what's wrong with it. I can't afford to work that cheap.
Our Miss Brooks returns in just a moment, but first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl.
Tonight, yes, tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Luster Cream, world's finest shampoo. No other shampoo in the world gives you Kay Dumit's magic blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Not a soap, not a liquid. Luster Cream shampoo leaves hair 3 ways lovelier. Fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen, soft, manageable. Even in hardest water, Luster Cream lathers instantly. No special rinse needed after a Luster Cream shampoo. So gentle, Luster Cream is wonderful even for children's hair. Tonight, yes, tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo.
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to Luster Cream Shampoo.
And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Well, my dream didn't come true, but Mrs. Ray Fields did. And if you want to know just how she felt, be sure and get the August 16th issue of Looks magazine, which reaches the newsstands August 2nd. Congratulations, Mrs. Fields. And I'd like Mayor Richard J. Marks of Norwich, Connecticut, to know that I consider him a swell ex-boss, and I'd enjoy meeting him sometime. Good night.
Next week, tune into another Our Miss Brooks show brought to you by Palmolive Soap, Your Beauty Hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written and directed by Al Lewis, with music by Wilbur Hatch. Mr. Boynton is played by Jeff Chandler, Mr. Conklin by Gail Gordon. Others in tonight's cast were Jane Morgan, Dick Crenna, Gloria McMillan, and Gloria Blondell. From the research laboratories of the Colgate-Palmolive Peat Company comes an astonishing new dentifrice, Colgate Ammoniated Tooth Powder. Contains the amazing ingredients that help prevent tooth decay, and also has Colgate's exclusive foamy cleaning action, plus a refreshing minty flavor the whole family will enjoy. Economical, too. The big 4-ounce size costs only 43 cents. Get Colgate Ammoniated Tooth Powder now. For mystery liberally sprinkled with laughs, listen to Mr. and Mrs. North Tuesday evening over most of these same stations. And be with us again next week at the same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks. Bob Lamont speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
WEAF, New York, 8:30 p.m., BULOVA, Bulova Watch Time. Bulova, gift of a lifetime.
A pack of Avalon cigarettes, please.
Yes, sir. Just a moment, sir. Don't forget your change. You'd never guess, but Avalon's cost you less.
So why not always travel on with Avalon?
Good evening, friends. Good evening. This is Del King saying welcome to Avalon Time, featuring radio's red-headed ragamuffin Richard Red Skelton with Dick Todd, Edna Stillwell, Bud Hercules Vandover, the Avalon Chorus, and Bob Strong and his orchestra opening the program with An Apple for the Teacher from the Star Maker. Avalon cigarettes cost 3 to 5 cents less per pack than other popular priced brands. But that saving comes to you as an extra, because Avalons are guaranteed unsurpassed in quality. They're union-made from a perfect blend of choice Turkish and domestic tobaccos. In fact, You couldn't get finer quality tobaccos in any other cigarette, regardless of price, regardless of brand. Truly, Avalons are the cigarette buy of today. So the next time, try Avalon cigarettes and save the difference. It took Billy Rose and the bevy of bathing beauties to make a gorgeous spectacle at the World's Fair. It took 2 football squads and 76,000 people to make a mighty spectacle at the Yankee Stadium. Really? But on Avalon time, it only takes one man to make a greater spectacle of himself, Red Skelton.
Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Say, Del, speaking of football, Army sure put up a terrific battle at the Yankee Stadium last Saturday against Notre Dame, didn't they?
Yeah, why not, Red? After all, the Yankee Stadium is the American League's DiMaggio line.
Yeah. So what a loudspeaking system they have there. Every time a National League fan shows up, it automatically plays taps. What a football game. What excitement. Bodies bathed in perspiration, women screaming at the top of their lungs, and strong men trampled underfoot.
Now, wait a minute, Red. Was this a football game or bargain day in Macy's basement?
It was football, Del. What a reception I got when I entered the stadium. 2 cadets jumped on my back and started racing me up and down the sideline. They thought I was the Army mule. I wouldn't have minded, but they rode me side saddle. My uncle was with me. You know, he really knows football strategy, that guy. Every time the team went into punt formation, he went into pint formation. The score wasn't the only thing that was tight. I used to be a football player myself, Del.
You did?
Yeah, I played with the Vincent Icky. How do you think I got this face? One day while I was playing, I started a lateral pass.
Yeah?
A tackler broke through the line, lunged with a straight arm, and intercepted my push. I'll never forget the time I held the ball for a place kick.
What happened?
I turned my back to the stand, then I turned my back to the line, then the ball snapped, and I turned my back to the kicker. That's the last time I ever do that with a nearsighted fullback. Well, it looks like I'm benched, folks. Here comes Dick Todd carrying the ball for dear old Avalon. Take it, Dick. Lilacs in the rain.
I heard a robin sing today. Spring is just across the way. And there I go again, it seems, finding you here in my dreams. I see lilacs in the rain, and you are with me again. When April sprinkles her dream in my heart. When we parted in the lane, the skies were tearful with rain. The scent of lilacs remains in my heart. 2 other arms around you now. Some other love has found you now. But when love forgets to smile, my darling, once in a while, remember April and lilacs in the rain.
That was fine. That was Dick Todd singing Lilacs in the Rain. I love those flower songs. Lilacs, blue orchids, roses in Picardy. I wish they'd write a song about my favorite flower.
What is it, Skelton? The cornflower?
No, it's not a cornflower, Todd, and it's not a daffodil either. My favorite flower is a one of those big yellow jobs. Say, that would make a nice song. Big yellow jobs in the rain.
Hello, boys.
Hey, Edna.
Your song sounded swell, Dick.
Thanks, Edna. Yeah, say, how come you never say anything about my voice? Did you ever hear a voice like mine?
Not since I gave a hyena a hot foot.
Yeah. Well, speaking of hyenas, how about that crazy brother of yours, that press agent of mine? Imagine booking me into a nightclub where there's so much smoke in the joint they have to use fog lights on the dance floor. And not only that, I have to challenge the customers to a fight.
Well, how do you issue your challenges, Red? Through a loudspeaker?
No, through an Ouija board.
Yeah, I got a little... I do not. The guy I fought last night was plenty tough.
He sure was. For a midget.
Yeah, he was no midget, Edna.
Oh, no? Well, how come when we had coffee afterwards, every time he dunked his donut, he got his shoulders wet?
Yeah. Go on. In the ring, that guy towered way over me.
Well, why didn't you get up off the floor?
I was... Now, listen, just for that, you walk around the studio 5 times saying, and don't forget your change. Come on, get going. Start saying it.
Okay, teacher.
Yeah.
And don't forget your change.
Yeah.
And don't forget
No
your change.
kidding, Red. How did you really come out in your fight?
Head first. I mean,
Well. Hiya, Stu.
Shoot. Listen, I've taken enough from you, Roger. You're no longer my press agent and manager. I can handle my own affairs. What do you think I am, a baby?
Don't forget your change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew something like that had happened to her if she stayed around you long enough. She's gone plug nutty.
Yeah. Well, never mind that. I'm not going to fight anymore. That's all I'm telling you. I'm through.
Let's not argue about this. I want to tell you how to win your fight, see?
Yeah.
Now, like last night, I kept yelling at you to bring one up from the floor.
I brought one up from the floor, but I didn't think he liked it very much.
How do you know?
He sent me back down for another one. But I got up. I left him with my right. Then I left him with my left. Then I left.
There sure wasn't any pretty picture when you got in your dressing room.
Dressing room? What dressing room? I thought you said that room was going to be private.
It is private. Didn't it have your name over the door?
Skelton ain't spelled Gents. And I mean it when I say I'm through with you. I've got a lawyer coming over here later to break my contract with you.
Don't get conceited. I can get comedians like you for a dime a dozen.
And don't forget your change.
Yeah. Now, that's enough, Edna.
So long, Stooge. I'm going out now to take care of a guy who tried to break his contract.
Yeah, what are you going to do, Satchel Mouth?
I got to see a man about a Moor.
Yeah. Well, he'll find out. While I'm waiting for my lawyer to show up, Bob Strong and his orchestra will play a weird hunk of rhythm called Jungle Drums. Wait till you hear it, folks. You'll swear the guy wrote it after 2 Plum Collins.
Friends, did you hear how the conversation between the well-known ventriloquist Professor Echo and his dummy broke up his famous act? Well, it went like this.
Hey, Professor, could I borrow a cigarette?
Why, sure. Here you are.
Oh, goodness, no thanks. Not that brand. I smoke Avalon.
Oh, so you smoke Avalons, eh? Well, that's the end of our act.
Professor, what do you mean?
Well, if you smoke Avalons, you're no dummy.
Yes, friends, it's a smart move on anyone's part to switch to Avalon cigarettes. Avalons are guaranteed unsurpassed in quality, but cost 3 to 5 cents less per pack than other popular priced brands. A very worthwhile saving. Try Avalons tonight. You'd never guess they cost you less.
Never were truer words spoken, Del King. Say, is my lawyer showing up yet?
Not yet, Red. Say, by the way, is that nightclub where you work really a tough place?
Tough? Yeah. Say, every time you pass the place, you hear the roaring 21 guns, and they ain't saluting anybody. No fooling. That's probably my lawyer now. Come in. Well, it certainly took you a long time to... Are you my lawyer?
Well, I ain't Mr. District Attorney on a Dewey day.
Hercules, a counselor at law.
Oh, goodness, yes, Mr. Skelton. I trail him, nail him, jail him, and bail him. Now to get to the case. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
I do.
You must be nuts.
Well, there's no use, Herky. I don't think you can't help me.
Oh, can't I? Why, Mr. Skelton, you happen to be addressing the great Hercules of the firm Hercules, Atlas, Samson, and Delilah.
Hercules, Atlas, Samson, and how did Delilah get in there?
Oh, gracious, you know Samson, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, but you should see my record, Mr. Skelton. Of course, I lost my last case, but that was my mom's fault.
What?
Why, the next time I try a case in court, she's going to let me dress just like the district attorney.
How's that, Herky?
She's going to let me wear long pants. But, boy, as far as my other cases are concerned, I fix them, I nick them.
Yeah, wait a minute, Herky. You've already made that point clear.
Oh, goodness, so what? The way everybody steps on me, no wonder I have an inferiority duplex.
Okay, I'll give you the case. Now, I want you to break a contract with a phony press agent by the name of Roger Stillwell. That's Edna's brother.
Oh, that ought to... Roger Stillwell?
Yeah.
Oh, good heavens, why, he just hired me to uphold the contract. Oh, is this my lucky day?
Lucky?
Yes, indeedy. Now, I can't possibly lose the case. Well, I got to skedoodle along, Mr. Skelton. You see, I'm going to get up early tomorrow morning and go out riding in the country. I'm riding to hounds with some lawyer friends of mine.
Oh, chasing a fox over the countrysides, eh?
No, instead of a fox, we chase an ambulance. Tally home, Betsy!
That's fine. I'm in a good fix. Empty pockets, empty future, empty head, which brings us up to Dick Todd in the Avalon course singing Empty Saddles.
One side, Tenderfoot.
Yeah, Tenderfoot, and me, an Eagle Scout.
There's something strange in the old corral. There's a breeze, though the wind has died. Though I'm alone in the old corral, seems there is someone at my side. Empty saddle in the old corral, where do you ride tonight? Are you rounding up the doggies, strays of long ago? Are you on the trail of buffalo? Trail of buffalo. Empty saddles in the old corral, where do you ride tonight? Are there rustlers on the border, or a band of Navajo? Are you heading for the Alamo? Empty guns covered with rust, where do you stop tonight? Empty boots covered with dust, where do you walk tonight? empty saddles in the old corral, my tears would be dry tonight. If you only say I'm lonely as you carry my old pal. Empty saddles in the old corral.
Empty saddles in the old
That was really beautiful. Say, Del, you know where they got the idea for that song, Empty Saddles?
No, where?
The guy got the idea watching The Little Man Who Wasn't There riding a horse. Oh, and now we come to our slice of life, our playlet about things that really happened. And tonight deals with the greatest question of the day. How to keep a dog in a small one-room apartment. You set the scene, Del.
All right, Red. The time about 6:30 p.m. The place, somewhere in your hometown. Now, as the scene opens, we find Red Skelton, who makes the part of a tired businessman even more tired, coming home from work. And Edna Stillwell is the wife who has been standing over a hot magazine all day. Edna greets him. Listening time, 6 minutes and a little control. Take it, Carefree.
Is that you, darling?
No, it's just your husband.
You look awfully tired, dear.
Yeah.
How's business at the laundry?
Oh, pretty good. But, gee, no matter how hard I try, I can't seem to get my things as white as the other fellas do. And look at my hands. I'm getting ironing board knuckles. By the way, where's the dog?
He's over in the corner digesting your Sunday pants.
Yeah. Well, it's the third pair of my pants he's chewed up. Why don't he chew up a pair of your... why don't he chew up some of your... The poor guy will get lint on the lungs, too.
Don't get excited, dear. Remember your foundation.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Gee, I wish I could get that dog to like me more. You know, I think I'll win him over. After spur, I'll throw him a bone.
That's using your head. Look at him over there. Yeah. He's getting bigger every day.
He is.
Why, he looks like a horse.
Yeah, he sure is big. Yesterday on the street, he wagged his tail and knocked over 3 fire hydrants.
Well, there's one nice thing about him. He never barks.
Yeah, you know, it's a funny thing. That's the first wire-haired terrier I ever saw that didn't bark.
Well, maybe you should take him back and have him rewired for sound.
Yeah. Say, did Jim Farley's boys leave anything today?
Huh?
Are there any mail?
Oh, yes. There's 14 bills, a blackhand note, and a threat.
A blackhand note and a threat?
Yeah, from the coal man and the landlord.
Oh.
The landlord says we either get rid of that dog or we're refugees.
A travel log, eh? Well, he can't do that to us. I'll think of something.
Well, you better turn on the Einstein, cousin. That's him now.
Well, all right. Hey, the old boy must be swinging.
Hi, folks. Do you mind if I squeeze in here?
No, but leave the door open. The knob makes it a little crowded when there's 3 people in here.
I came up to see you about that greyhound dog of yours.
Greyhound? What do you mean? He's a wire-haired terrier.
Listen, I know a greyhound when I see one.
Well, you should, dog-face. Say, how do you like that? The guy at the pet shop told me that he was a wire-haired terrier. Now, that's the second time he's cheated me. Last week he sold me a pair of lovebirds that stopped necking after he heard the voice of experience.
Well, I hate to give you an ultimatum.
An ultimatum? Oh, really, you shouldn't give me one of those. I don't deserve.
Quiet, sponge brain. He's telling us where to get off.
Oh.
Yes, as I was saying, you'll either have to get rid of that flea mobilizer or move.
Well, that's funny. When we moved in here, you said it was okay to have a dog.
A dog, yes, but that mutt gets more like a moose every day. Why, I remember when my kids used to carry him around in their arms.
Yeah.
Now they ride this cool on his back.
Yeah. They do. Well, tell him to stop it. He's a greyhound dog, not a buzz. Besides, it's your fault. When we moved in here, the place was full of fleas, and you told us to get something for him. There he is.
I
I suppose if there were mice in the joint, you'd go out and get a couple of bats. Now, don't bring your wife into this. Now, listen, Dagwood. What is it, baby dumpling puss? Listen, the people downstairs are complaining about that dog pacing up and down the floor all night. Well, can I help it if he worries?
Okay, you win. I'll make him sleep outside.
Yeah. You wouldn't dare. Well, if you don't get out, I'll have to throw you out. Yeah, and I'll stick the dog on you. That's what I'll do. I'll wait till that dog isn't here, and then I'll throw you out. Go on, shake him, boy. Go get him. Hey, don't do that. I'll have you thrown in jail, and I don't mean tight, then. Hey! Gee, did you hear that? He barked. Or was that you?
No, I only howl.
Oh.
Now what are you going to do?
Well, at least we can stay here tonight, and then we'll find a place tomorrow. Hey, has the wolfhound been out for his walk yet?
No, not yet. And don't look at me. He's your dog. Yeah. I don't ask you to walk my goldfish.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take him out. But what am I going to do if old Ribblepuss sees us going out the front with him?
I think there's an old exit in the back.
There is? I'll sneak from the back. Where's his leash?
His leash?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, here it is around my neck. I forgot. It was my turn to wear it today.
You better peek out in the hall and see if old Push Face is gone.
Okay. There's nobody out here. Gee, I'll open up a few of these doors in the hall and see where those steps are. Oh, pardon me, madam. I'm sorry. Yeah, I wonder how long she's been in that closet.
Be careful. That door leads to an old elevator shaft.
What?
Look out, you'll fall. Oh, dear. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm okay. But tell the dog to watch that first step. It's pretty steep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Avalons are the largest selling cigarette in their price class. And there's a mighty good reason for this tremendous preference. Avalons give you popular price cigarette quality for 3 to 5 cents less per pack. Yes, Avalons cost 3 to 5 cents less than other popular price brands. A repeated saving that will net you many extra dollars in a surprisingly short time. Unexcelled quality, real money-saving economy. What more could you ask from your cigarettes? Give Avalons a trial tonight.
Well, Del, it's time to close up shop again.
That's right, Red.
Oh, come in.
Skelton.
Yes?
I'm from Washington.
Yeah?
Farley says it's okay to go ahead.
Okay, thanks a lot, fella.
What do you mean by Farley says it's okay to go ahead?
Oh, nothing at all, Dale. I'm just anxious to get started on my Thanksgiving jokes, and I want to check up on the right day.
What do you care, Skelton? You have a turkey every Wednesday.
Yeah. Oh, that's the use. Good night, everybody. I'll see you all next week. Goodbye now.
Well, friends, we hope you've enjoyed our show, and be with us next Wednesday night at this same hour when the Brown and Williamson Tobacco Corporation again presents Red Skelton, Dick Todd, Edna Stillwell, Bob Strong and his orchestra, and the entire gang in Avalon time. This is Del King speaking, reminding you that during the week when you ask for Avalon cigarettes,
don't forget your change.
So why not always travel on with Avalon?
yes, you'd never guess, but Avalon costs only 10 cents, plus city or state tax.
It's new. It's amazing. It's Prell.
P-R-E-L-L, Prell Shampoo.
Yes, Procter & Gamble's new Radiant Cream Shampoo in the handy tube. Prell brings you The Life of Riley. Prell, the shampoo that removes unsightly dandruff in as little as 3 minutes, leaves hair more radiantly clean, radiantly lovely, presents The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. Last Saturday, an aircraft worker in Los Angeles finished up his work at noon and, in typical American fashion, hurried home to spend the half-holiday with his 13-year-old son, Junior. A simple situation, you might think, with no foreseeable complications. In most cases, that would be true. But in this case, the man's name happens to be Jester A. Riley.
Hi, Peg. Where's Junior?
In his room, dear. How about the two of you cleaning up the yard for me this afternoon, huh?
Oh, Peg, this is Saturday, Father and Son Day. The day me and Junior pal around. Oh, that little Junior, a real pal. Man's best friend.
Oh, but the yard...
I tell you, Peg, he adores me. You ought to see the way he looks up at me with those big brown eyes and the way he trots along after me. And
does he wag his tail, too?
Well, he would if he had one.
So you won't do the yard?
Well, I'm willing, Peg, but that kid just wouldn't give up this day with me for anything.
Hiya, Pop.
Well, hiya, son. Well, all dressed up and raring to go, huh? Well, what's the program? The zoo, aquarium, movies? Up to you.
Yeah, well, there's a thing going on at school today, Pop.
Well, what is it? A father and son shindig? Oh, boy, we'll have fun.
Well, it's not exactly that. It's
a show. Well, I'll do my imitation of Charlie McCarthy. Peg, get me my Edgar Bergen dummy, huh?
It's not a show. It's a tea dance.
We'll be the handsomest couple on the floor.
Riley, can't you get it through your head? Junior's got a date with a girl this afternoon.
A girl? Well, just tell her to bring along a friend for me. Oh, I get it. I ain't invited.
Well, I'd ask you to come, Pop, but, well, I don't think Marilyn would like it.
Oh. So Marilyn means more to you than I do. Okay, I don't need you, Junior.
Well, I'm sorry, Pop. Well, I gotta go. Goodbye.
Stood up. He stood me up. I give him the best years of my life, and the first pretty face that comes along, he jokes me.
Oh. Now, stop feeling sorry for yourself. It's not the end of the world. Well, I got the laundry to do. Oh, this bundle's heavy.
What's the use of having a kid?
Riley, this may come as a surprise, but you're the father of another child.
Hey, you mean... Well, darling, why didn't you tell me before? Oh, sit down, sweetheart. Give me that bundle. You shouldn't lift heavy bundles at a time like this. Can I get you some pickles and strawberries? When's it going to be, darling? What is it?
Riley, you the scoop. Stop imagining things. I meant your daughter, Babs.
Oh. Here's the bundle.
You know, all these years you've been so busy with Junior, you've practically ignored Babs.
Well, she's only a girl.
Only a girl?
What I mean is it's only natural.
Oh, there's no use talking to you.
No, wait a minute, Peg. Then maybe I have been neglecting Dad's lately. I just didn't notice.
Well, you paid a lot more attention to her when she was younger.
Yeah, you're right. We were pretty close. She used to tell her old daddy everything. Now the only way I find out what's going on with her is when she forgets to lock up her diary.
You read her diary?
Well, not lately. She caught me. Now she writes in code. You know, Peg, I'm going to get real close to my little girl. Where is she?
Oh, probably down at the drugstore with her gang.
Well, then I'm off to join the gang. And believe me, Dumplin', you've got no idea what a change this is going to make in Bedsy's life.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, hi, Audrey.
Why are you sitting here all by yourself with that dreamy look? Waiting for someone, Dad?
I might be, Audrey.
Don't you want to come over and sit with the boys?
Those children? They're so young.
Gee, I wish I was sophisticated like you, Beth. Your friend you're waiting for, is it somebody new?
Well, yes, it might be.
An older man? 20?
Well, not a child, definitely.
Gee, I wish I knew some older men. The real masculine type with 5 o'clock shadow. The only kind I ever meet have peach fuzz. Well, good luck, Dad.
Excuse me.
Oh, excuse me.
Did you see Babs Riley around here?
Oh, Babs?
Yeah.
Sure, she's right over there in that corner booth. Oh!
Anything the matter?
You must be the friend she's expecting.
Friend? I'm a lot more than that to her, little lady.
Oh, excuse me.
Now, where did she say Babs was? Oh, yeah, there she is. Excuse me, but your face is familiar. Didn't we meet in Monte Carlo, or could it be the Riviera? Or was it Ocean Park?
Daddy, what are you doing
Well,
here?
I just thought I'd drop in and treat you to a soda, honey. Hey, Garçon.
Yeah, what do you have?
2 milkshakes for me and my steady girlfriend here.
Daddy.
Oh, don't look so surprised. I know how you kids talk. I'm right up there with you Bobby stockings.
Bobby socks.
Well, that's what I said. Don't worry, I'm a real square. Hey, this is fun. Call over some of the other kids, Babs. I'll hand them a few laughs. I brought my badge along.
What badge?
Well, this one. You see what it says? Chicken Inspector. You want a next?
Daddy, please put that away.
Yeah, I guess it's a little too spicy for you kids.
Why did you come here, Daddy?
Well, I figured it was time that you and me got closer together, Babs. You're at the age where you need a father's advice. Now, I was reading about a young girl your age a couple of weeks ago. I forget where I read it, but anyway, this girl went for a ride on Mulholland Drive in a purple Chevy convertible with this UCLA student.
Daddy, you've been reading my diary again.
So that's where I read it.
Now I know why you're here. You don't trust me.
But, Babsy, that's not true.
You came to spy
Now,
on me.
wait a minute, Babs. That's no way to talk to me.
I'm 17 and I refuse to be hounded like a common criminal.
Now, just a minute, Babs. I'm the one who's paying the bills, and I'm entitled to some respect.
2 milkshakes.
And as long as I'm footing the bills, you listen to me.
That'll be 52 cents with tax.
52 cents, okay, bud. So just remember that as long as you have to come to me for money, you better... Babs, can you lend me 52 cents?
Hello, Helene. Audrey? Helene, you'll have to promise not to tell another living soul. But wait till you hear about Babs Riley.
What? A boy?
A man. An older man.
No.
Yes. They just this minute walked out of the malt shop together.
No.
Yes. And Helene, Jester paid for their checks.
He did?
She did.
No.
Yes. Oh, isn't it just too unbearably exciting? Oh, but Helene, swear you won't breathe a solitary word.
Oh, I won't. I'd rather die. Audrey, hang up. I want to call Betty.
And Betty, I understand on very good authority that he's horribly distinguished looking, tall and suave.
No.
Yes. And this person saw them having cocktails. And who do you think was paying? Dad.
No.
Yes. But remember, Betty, I only told you because you took a solemn oath you wouldn't let it go any further.
Oh, I won't, Helene. You know I never talk. Would you hang up, Lane? I want to make a call.
I know for a positive fact that they were seen spending the whole evening at Ciro's, drinking champagne.
No!
Yes, he's a Cary Grant type, only much more good-looking, and a gigolo. And this person from whom I got the information knows for a positive fact that this has been going on for weeks.
Weeks?
Definitely weeks. Audrey, aren't you interested?
Oh, yes, Betty. Well, certainly I'm interested. Only I thought I was the only one who knew about them.
Pop, may I ask you something?
If it's for a tea dance, ask Marilyn.
Oh, it's not that. I just want to know, is there any time you should repeat gossip?
Never.
Well, no matter who it's about?
Makes no difference. Anyone who gossips is a weasel. There's nothing lower. Unless it's the one who listens to the weasel, and he's a skunk. Does that answer your question, son?
Yeah, I guess you're right, Pop. I didn't believe it about Babs anyway.
Babs? What about Babs?
Well, it's just gossip.
Well, what is it?
Well, you said not to repeat it.
Never mind what I said. Do as I say. Tell me.
But you just said anybody who listens to gossip is a skunk.
All right, so hold your nose and tell me.
Pop, I wouldn't feel right repeating it.
Junior, you gotta tell me, huh?
Well, maybe if you give me 50 cents, I'd feel better.
What? You're offering to sell me the information for 50 cents? I never thought I'd live to see the day when my own son would sell his self-respect for a measly 50 cents.
Well, I guess you're right, Pop. Maybe it isn't enough. Make it $1.
Why, you... It's a losing fight here.
Oh, thanks.
Now tell me, what about Babs?
Well, I heard Babs is going around with an older man.
What? Who told you?
Well, it's all over the neighborhood. They say this older man...
How old? 21, 22?
Well, no, 40.
40? An old fossil. No wonder she didn't want me to spy on her. What does he look like? Fat, bald?
Well, they say he looks sort of like Cary Grant.
Cary Grant? That double-crosser. How could he? And him with that sweet Myrna Loy. And that new dream house of theirs.
Pop, it isn't Cary Grant. He just looks like him.
Oh.
And he's a gigolo, they say. Babs is always picking up the check at Ciro's.
Ciro's?
They're there every night drinking champagne.
Champagne? So that's where the $1 a week I give her goes. Oh, my poor little Babsy. She'll be the talk of the town.
Oh, now, Pop, it's only gossip. It'll die down.
No, it won't. Every big mouth in town will go around repeating it. Where's your mother? I gotta tell her. Hey!
Well, I'll scout around, Pop, and see what I can pick up.
Yeah, go ahead, son. And remember, money's no object. Peg!
What's all the noise?
Peg, what do you think your daughter is up to?
Oh, now she's my daughter.
What would you say if I told you that your daughter is going out with Cary Grant?
Ask her if he has a friend for me.
Peg, this is serious.
Oh, you believe she's going out with Cary Grant?
Not with Cary Grant. He just looks like Cary Grant. He's an older man, over 40.
Oh, nonsense.
But it ain't nonsense. I'm telling you our little Babs is in danger. I know that type.
Ah, lot you know.
I may not be educated, but I know more about men than you do. I used to be a man myself before I got married.
Calm down. I don't believe there's a word of truth in all this. But we'll talk to Babs about it.
Yeah, you bet we will. I ain't going to stand for no daughter of mine.
Hi, Daddy. Hello, Mother.
Uh-huh. Just the person I want to see.
Well, what about?
What's the name of this older man that you're going around with? Answer yes or no.
What man?
Oh, don't try to play innocent. You were seen. I got a report.
Daddy, you were spying on me again.
Okay, I admit it. Now you admit it.
I don't admit anything. I'm 17 and I absolutely refuse to be spied on.
Babsy, don't get all worked up.
I'm old enough to know what's right and wrong, and even if I did go out with an older man, that's my affair.
Now wait, Babs.
I don't care to discuss it.
She gets more like you every day.
That's right. Blame me.
No, I ain't blaming you, Dumpling. It's my fault that she's interested in older men.
Now, we don't know that she is.
Yes, we do. Look how she acted. It's all my fault. You were right. I wasn't a good father to her.
Oh, what's that got to do with it?
But it's psychology. I was reading it in a book on the bus last week. This book is by a big-shot psychologist, Sigmund Freud. And it said, young girls seek the company of older men as a substitute for the companionship of her father, and the result is.
The result's what?
I don't know. That's where the guy with the book got off the bus. But it's enough for me to go on.
Now, look. We'll talk to Babs this evening.
No. Talking won't do no good. It'll only egg her on. There's only one thing. I've got to be a better father. A real companion.
Well, that won't do any harm.
We'll be pals. I'll make her forget this gigolo. I don't care how tall and handsome and debonair he is. When she compares him to me, she... What a revolting development this is.
Prell will bring you the second act of The Life of Riley in just a minute.
There's a radiant air about your hair when you use Prell.
Yes, there's a radiant air about your hair when you use Prell, Procter & Gamble's Radiant Cream Shampoo in the handy tube. You'll be truly amazed how radiant Prell leaves hair the very first time you use it. That's because Prell leaves hair more gloriously radiant than any soap shampoo you've ever used, cream or liquid, with no dulling soap film. Prell brings out the natural, attractive highlights of your hair, leaves it soft and smooth, shining with radiance. Your hair is easy to set, easy to manage for days after your Prell shampoo. And Prell washed hair is radiantly clean hair, too, because with Prell there's no worry of unsightly dandruff. Yes, Prell removes such dandruff in as little as 3 minutes. Doctors' examinations proved it. So prove to yourself how radiantly beautiful your hair can be. Try Prell.
P-R-E-L-L, Prell shampoo.
Try Prell tomorrow. And now back to The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. As part of his campaign to divert Babs from the mysterious and handsome older man in her life, Riley has taken his daughter rowing in Los Angeles Westlake Park.
Oh, this is fun, huh, Babsy?
Daddy, why did you take me rowing?
Well, I told you, Babs, I just want to get closer to you.
How much longer are we going to stay out?
We just left the dock. Oh, there's nothing like rowing. Great exercise. Out here under the blue sky in the open air. I could go on like this forever. And when you get tired rowing, I'll take over.
All right. Let's stay out a little while longer.
This is just like old times. Remember when you were only 3 years old, we'd go rowing on the lake in Prospect Park? Of course, I didn't let you row then.
No, Mother did the rowing.
She did not.
Well, she did so. You always got seasick.
Me seasick on a dinky little lake like this? Don't make me laugh. Babsy, don't rock the boat.
I'm not rocking it. That was just a ripple from another rowboat.
These maniacs.
Are you sure you feel all right, Dad?
Don't worry about old Skipper Riley. I'm a regular old salt. Oh, blow the man down, boys. Oh, blow the man down.
Oh, I'm hungry. I think I'll eat one of the sandwiches Mother made for me.
Blow the man down, boys. Oh, Babs, sit in the middle of the boat.
I am.
I thought it took a little. Oh, blow the man down, boys. Oh, blow the man down.
Want a sandwich? Sardines?
Blow the man down, boys.
I'll put some mayonnaise on it.
Oh, the man down, boys.
Oh, Daddy, you're as white as a sheet. Are you sick?
Me? I never felt better in my life. Oh, blow the man down, boys. Oh, blow the man.
Here's some pickles.
Oh, blow. Oh. I'm dying. Man the lifeboat.
Daddy, here, lie down in the bottom.
Oh.
Here, put this pillow under your head. I'll row to shore.
Oh, I'll never make it. I'll have to be buried at sea. Oh, Babsy, darling.
Oh, Babs. Oh, hi, Audrey.
Who's that?
A friend of mine.
Oh, Betsy, hold my head.
Having
Oh.
a good time, Beth?
Oh, yes. Wonderful. Just wonderful. You feeling better, dear?
Oh.
Here, put your head in my lap.
Well, if you're not going to introduce me, goodbye.
Oh, Audrey, wait.
Never mind her, Babs. Row to the shore. Oh, from now on, I'm staying away from water. I just ain't built like Esther Williams.
Hello, Helene.
Audrey?
Helene, guess the latest about Babs Riley.
Didn't see her again out with him.
Yes.
No, where were they?
Rowing. And Helene, Babs was doing the rowing, and he had his head in her lap, calling her darling and everything.
No.
Yes. And she refused to even introduce me. Just said they were having a perfectly wonderful time and rowed away.
No.
Yes. Oh, isn't it the most positively thrilling escapade you ever heard of?
Did you say they were in a speedboat, Helene?
Oh, no, a small cruiser. It must have been given to him by some other woman.
No.
Yes. They say he's positively hypnotic, like Cary Grant, only he has a torso that's even more so. And Audrey, I happen to know definitely that the two of them were sighted off Catalina in his yacht, outward bound. Outward bound, Audrey, in all its implications.
No. Oh, golly, what a fast worker. The last I saw them, they were in a rowboat in Westlake Park.
Riley, will you be able to eat something today?
Yeah, I think so. My stomach is a little more settled.
Oh, you haven't eaten a thing in 2 days.
Yeah, well, I'll try. Just let's not talk about it, Peg. Don't say anything to remind me of it.
Don't worry, I won't.
As far as I'm concerned, it's so much water under the bridge.
Oh, for heaven's sake, lie down. I never saw such a man. How anybody can get seasick in a rowboat.
Well, I got a weak stomach.
It's all in your mind.
I got a weak mind, too.
Oh, Riley.
Well, I don't care how sick I am. It was worth it. By now, Babs has forgotten all about this gigolo.
If there ever was a gigolo.
There was. Don't worry. And I'd do it all over again. Even though for a while there on that boat, I thought I was ready for Digger Odell, the Undertaker.
Here I am, ready or not.
Oh, it's you, Digger.
Yes, it is I indeed. I rang, but evidently you didn't hear me.
No, we got a dead battery.
My deepest sympathy.
Well, won't you sit down, Mr. Odell?
No, thank you. This is not a social call. I bring bad news.
Bad news?
I wasn't going to tell you the whole story. You know me. I always let a man down easy. But in this case, you're entitled to know the complete, unvarnished truth.
About what, Mr. Odell?
The scandalous behavior of your daughter.
Bad?
I'm not one to carry tales. Down at my place, we have a strict rule. Anything you pick up, keep it under cover. But in this case, I feel I must speak.
Digger, tell me, what did you hear?
Your daughter Babs is cavorting about town with an elderly bounder.
Yeah, we know that.
Did you also know she visited him aboard his palatial yacht?
Oh, Peg, it's still going on. I didn't stop it.
Oh, I just can't believe it. Where did you hear this story?
From one of my customers.
Your customer, and he talked?
This one did. He's an ILP customer. Installment layaway plan. You make a small deposit now, and we make a large deposit later.
Oh, but it can't be true. It can't.
Well, you heard Digger. He wouldn't lie. Peg, we gotta have this out with Babs once and for all. A showdown. And this time she better confess. Babs, come in here.
Now, wait, Riley. I won't have you persecuting that girl on account of a silly rumor.
Now, Peg, I know what I'm doing.
Hey, Pop.
I ain't got no time for you now, Junior. I got business to settle with Babs. Babs!
Yeah, but this is about Babs. I dug up a witness.
Good lad. I have a job for you anytime you're ready.
This girl saw Babs with this man.
Uh-huh. Now we got it. Now will you believe it, Peg? Babs, come in here right away.
I'm coming.
Junior, where's this witness?
Outside.
Good. When I whistle, bring her in.
What's all this about a witness?
Please, stay out of this, Babs. This is no concern of yours.
Daddy, what's all the commotion?
Sit down in that chair. Digger, get that bridge lamp. Shine that light in her face.
Oh, Riley, will you stop this crazy nonsense?
It ain't nonsense. I'm handling this just like they do in Scotland Yard. You bring everybody together in the same room, and somebody's got a crack.
I think somebody's cracked already.
Okay, now the case is open, and nobody leaves until I close it.
Bully for you. I never leave until I close the case.
Daddy, what's this all about?
Babs, I'm giving you your last chance. You still deny that you've been going around with this gigolo on his yacht?
Gigolo? Well, I never heard of such a thing.
Oh, trying to braze it out, huh? Okay, now I'm playing my ace in the hole.
Oh, Riley.
Stay out of this, Peg.
Here she is, Pop. Come in, Audrey. This is Audrey.
Hi, Babs. Audrey.
Don't coach the witness.
Oh!
Audrey, there's a sneaky, handsome rat that's been seen around with Babs. Tell me, who is this rat?
It's you.
Uh-huh. You hear that, Peg? I'm the rat. You hear that? I'm the rat. I'm the rat?
Yes. I saw you with Babs in the drugstore.
But the man on the yacht.
I didn't see anybody on a yacht. I just saw you in the rowboat at Westlake Park.
But I'm Babs' father.
You are?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're sorry. How do you think Babs feels?
But Junior, it was me all the time.
Oh.
Ho, ho, ho.
This is all your fault, Audrey.
My fault.
You had no right going around spreading rumors that Babs was seen with a handsome man who looked like Cary Grant when all the time it was... Well, I guess anybody could have made that mistake.
The Rileys will be back in just a moment. When you want to look your best, does unsightly dandruff spoil your appearance? Then it's Prell for you. Procter & Gamble's Radiant Cream Shampoo in the handy tube. Yes, Prell is one shampoo especially designed to leave hair both radiantly lovely and radiantly clean. For in as little as 3 minutes from the time you first apply Prell, its fast work removes those ugly dandruff flakes. Doctors' examinations proved it. In most cases, even stubborn dandruff was controlled by only 2 Prell shampoos a week. Prell's economical, too. It goes farther than any known shampoo, cream, or liquid because it's more concentrated. Try it yourself. Get Prell.
P-R-E-L-L, Prell shampoo. Leaves hair radiant, gleaming bright. Not a bit of dandruff is in sight. Comes in a tube, handy too. P-R-E-L-L, Prell shampoo.
And another thing,
But,
Riley.
Peg, why blame me? It's all Audrey's fault. She thought I looked like a handsome Cary Grant type.
Oh, that girl must be a half-wit.
Now, just a minute. There happens to be a very strong resemblance. I have a cleft just like Cary.
Yes, but his is in his chin. You've got yours in your forehead.
Well, I happen to have a very low forehead.
Procter & Gamble invites you to join us again next week to hear The Life of Riley with William Bendix as Riley. The Life of Riley is produced by Irving Brecker. And remember, for more radiant hair free of unsightly dandruff, get the shampoo in the tube. P-R-E-L-L. Prell shampoo.
Oh, I wish I could keep all my lovely new lingerie lovely longer.
Don't just wish, keep them safe in snow. Yes, safe in wonderful Ivory Snow. Your lovely lingerie can stay lovely longer with Ivory Snow Care. Your hands will tell you why. Wash dishes with Ivory Snow as millions do. When you see how it pampers your hands, you'll know that Ivory Snow's extra kind of fine washables. Ivory Snow is so mild, so pure, so safe, and speedy, too. It's the only soap, both Ivory Mild and granulated for efficiency. There's no other soap like Ivory Snow. Yes, lovely washables can stay lovely longer with... That's right, wonderful Ivory Snow.
This is Ken Niles reminding you to listen again next Friday when Procter & Gamble brings you a full hour of entertainment. First, Red Skelton, and then The Life of Riley. Bye.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.